right?
Yeah, I'm hitting live.
Just
Just
when
hit
I
live.
thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better. Just know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like God. You can't mind your energy. That's right. Only you can make the change. Shine your head at you. Shine so bright from darkness to light. Hey, hey, hey. From darkness to light. Yeah. And you'll find your way out. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it won't seem way out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The power of God will flow through you from way out. You'll feel it from deep within, and from there you can begin.
If you had to watch IShowSpeed go to Africa before you realize that Africa is much more than just poverty, dirt, and huts, then congratulations, you finally caught up to what Africa really is and woken up from your racist delusion. You see, Speed just launched a brand new huge project, Speed Goes to Africa, which is a 28-day tour across 20 African countries where he live broadcasts every step of the way. Now, the tour began in Angola, December 29th, 2025, and is actually scheduled to run all through January, finishing January 26th in 2026. Now, what's very interesting to watch is not just his clips from the tour, it's quite frankly all of your reactions, as many people still view Africa as only being poor, underdeveloped, and rural, even though that could not be further from the case. That view is very outdated and inaccurate, and that is shown very clearly in Speed streams. And so if Speed in Africa is shocking you, it's not because Africa just changed overnight. No, it's because the stereotype of Africa that you have been painstakingly spoon-fed all your life is finally collapsing.
So, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show with Naplasha Dot and the Rise channel, also HOK. So, what do you think about this new thing? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. You hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. Peace to everybody. Peace to Alchemizing Energy, DJ Genesis audience, and to, of course, the HOK Coliseum audience. We're trying something new here. So Genesis is going to be running this entire show. It's coming from her channel. Go subscribe. But I didn't want to let our audience down because this is going to be a great topic. So I am doing this on the Coliseum. Come on in, hit the like, and get ready to hit the link too. When you hit the link, Genesis is going to be working the panel. So just let everybody know that. Now, IShowSpeed. Yeah, my children have been fans of, especially my son mostly, of like a fan of Speed for I don't even know how long. It's been years and years and years. So I have a lot to talk about. I think this is interesting. We're going to talk about how people have a misconception of Africa. Yes. But I know we're also going to talk about how Speed himself had a misconception of Africa and how he was often self-deprecating, making fun of slavery, making fun of himself as a black person, a black young man. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting, complex, multifaceted topic.
Yeah, and you know what? Without further ado, I want to show some of the images of what was happening when he went to other countries and how he was being treated. Without further ado, let's get into that because he was being it was just pretty bad.
And before you show that though, we got to let people know he set himself up for this type of audience. He often he's a gamer. He started out as doing video games, not really picking up so much speed. So no pun intended, until he started doing wild things like calling himself, YAG, YAG, making very self-deprecating references to himself, acting like he's doing oral on men, saying he wants to get it in the backside, saying, "Oh, massa, can I please stop work?" Like when you're like, "Massa, can I please stop working? I don't want to pick cotton. I don't want to pick cotton anymore, massa." And of course, when you coon and when you self-deprecate, especially as a Black person, everybody that is already misunderstanding slavery, misunderstanding you, picking up on those stereotypes, like Asians, especially China, Japan, and these European countries, that is how he got a lot of following. People thought he was hilarious.
Listen, this is like, I'm not a big IShowSpeed follower. It just was interesting to me when I found this out. I've seen him a few times. My kids watch him, but they're not really into him like that. So Nepal was one who really opened my eyes to the things that he was doing in the past. I did see that video with his brother where they were whatever that song was, and it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
they were minors. I want to point that they were minors, and their parents let them do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So let's go into some of the deprecating things that have happened, and based on his audience, how he has done, how this has caused some issues. Let's go.
Trying to show love, because in number 7, some go way too far with hate.
The f you just say?
Racism like that happens way too often towards Speed, from online fans making him end stream with their racist donations.
Speed is a cotton or super chatted $5.57.
No way you just donated that.
Speed, I love your content. It really helps me with struggles in my life. Get me some cotton.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
To American fans just being straight hateful towards him.
What? The f you just say? What the hell? What's wrong with you? Show his face.
Even all that is nothing compared to the racism Speed's faced overseas. From hundreds of Serbian fans screaming monkey noises and even slurs at him.
What?
To fans all over Europe giving him bananas and all sorts of racist sounding candies.
We know you like it. I know you like it.
But by far, the worst racism that Speed's faced was when he visited China.
We are here in China!
Fans were blasting the N-word,
Speak Chinese. You're in.
handing him literal cotton.
This is for you. What is this? This is cotton. Why did you give me cotton?
And one fan took things to a whole new level by even threatening Speed's life.
I am racist.
You said what?
I'm racist. I'm so sorry about that. But
What? Wait. I don't think you understand what you're saying. Do you speak English?
Yes, I am racist.
What? What the f? Oh, hell no. What the f is he saying?
Damn, that is not okay. No one deserves that type of hate. But listen, at number 6, after a fan got invited on a Speed's tour bus, he did something so weird.
I mean, this is like the type of stuff that has happened, and it's kind of, this is the whole thing, is very strange. like what? Like, why would someone even subject themselves to that kind of ridicule and then still be? I would have just been like, okay, book my flight up out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So do you see they're saying that kind of hatred? These people are smiling, hugging him and laughing and saying, "I am racist," because he put it out there like that. Get it? And the way he's always like, what? He's acting. That's cap. He knows that he puts himself out there in a racist, in a self-deprecating way. That's why you see them like, "Oh, I love you, Steve. Here or Speed, I gave you some cotton." They have smiles on their face. It's not hatred. So
because they think that that's the way to go. That this is normal.
Yeah, because that's the way he's been doing. So that's why it's like, "I love you." Remember when the donation was like, "You helped me get through my life. Thank you. Here's some cotton." He is the one who said, "Massa, please, I don't want to pick cotton anymore." And when he's joking around, he did it. He started it. Now, maybe he's regretting it, and I respect that he's growing. But to sit here and be like, "Oh, these racist people against him," that's his whole fan base. That's how he got famous.
Yeah, and it seems like it's not really dangerous, like with these crowds overseas, like because they get kind of crazy. Watch this.
As wild as number 5, where a fan got so hyped to see Speed, he hurt his own kid.
Yo, shut out.
Speed's fans were all yelling child abuse, and for good reason, after seeing this crazy clip.
Frame back. Hey, how does he do it? 1, 2, 3. Boom! Double down. Thank you, Speed. Appreciate you. Look at me. Put him on the tap. Oh, shit. He's Kobe. Hey, Jordan. Jordan, this is Jordan. Yo, chill out. It's okay, baby. Chill out.
Thankfully, Speed was able to calm that man down.
Pause it for me.
Like,
Wait. No, he's Cap. No, he's Cap. I don't respect Speed though. Stop it, because you do this shit you made these people like this. You see the guy hugging him? You see how he's acting all confused? That's for him. But he made these people, like, he brought out the worst in the people that was already there. I'm not saying they're not responsible, but like the guy Speed's in his persona with Speed as a character, as a presenter, he's down with that stuff. You see the video, you should show that. I don't know, we might get in trouble. He has that video with his little brother violently acting like he's violently doing oral on a man. And he does stuff like he just does a lot of stuff. Speed is not the most honest person. He did get busted for scamming. He did get busted because he got a hot mic once.
Scamming?
I don't know. Like, they were doing this it was like a little Ponzi scheme kind of scam he came in, some guys, okay, just for the record, he wasn't the first one who initiated, but some guys, some scam artist guys, I don't remember what they were trying to get people to do, but they were just doing some BS scam. And then they brought Speed in and he's like, yeah, I'm down with it, because they were like, you could get so much money, just say this and this, but it's not really going to happen or something. When they thought the mic was off, the mic was hot and it was on, and Speed was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just I'll do this and this. And then he almost got canceled for that. Peace, Rakufu. He almost got canceled because so I'm trying to just give you an idea, like, yeah, he's a young Black man. I support him if he's trying to change, but he's going to have to come out and say, especially since I've been to Africa and I'm growing, I'd like to say that I apologize for all the terrible things I said about slavery, about myself as a Black man, the way I make fun of myself, saying, please he said, please grate me. He would say stuff like screaming, please grate me in my in my behind, please grate me. And he's like, oh, massa, please, can I stop picking cotton? So he made this audience. They're the ones who got him his money and fame.
Right. So he used racism in a way to like kind of gather, and the people that's overseas, that's mainly his audience, they don't even realize that this is a racist thing that's going on.
Yeah, and they don't know anything about slavery. He didn't educate China and Serbia about slavery. The monkey sounds, he does that.
Oh, I'm racist. I love you, Speed. I'm racist.
Yeah. She's like, I love you. I'm an NIGGA killer.
A nigga. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I don't excuse the world for being ignorant, but it's definitely not hate. Those people would kill for him. They love him. He's the one who's responsible. So now he's in Africa. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he comes out. Let's see if he says, I feel so ashamed of what I did. That's what I want to hear. So I'm not going to be feeling bad about him going over there and getting those, like how he's looking around like all shocked that he's getting the monkey sounds and the bananas. He's not shocked. They tell him, he has people who coach him saying, don't get too upset, but still don't be laughing, because then you'll lose your Black fan base. So just kind of act shocked, but that's all, keep going to all these countries. Because he wouldn't even go. Like you said, remember, he'd be like, I'm out of here. He never says I'm out of here. He stays around.
Yeah.
Rakufu might want to add in before you start, because Rakufu hit the panel.
Go ahead,
I basically want to just listen, because I'm trying to get to the point where you guys start dealing with the African aspects of his trip.
Right. So
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, 1 second, Genesis. And Rakufu, you could start doing your chat GPT and asking about speed so you can give some background on that. Now, that is definitely something that will be accurate in chat GPT because he's not an innocent. It's not like you or Genesis going and people are like, hey, here's some bananas. He facilitated that and promoted it. He cooned so hard. So that's my point. Anyway, sorry, Genesis, go ahead.
What's his name? I am Speed, right?
IShowSpeed.
IShowSpeed.
Right. So let me play a little bit of like how like big his audience is and how insane they get. Let's go.
And land those fans up to 6 months in jail. Those fans weren't actually trying to kill Speed like these next fans were. Now, even though everything seemed to be going well at first, with Speed turning himself into a Viking.
Oh yeah, chat. W real. I'm a Viking for real, chat.
While Speed was having his fun, a ridiculously large crowd started gathering around outside.
Look, chat. Look how much people it is over there. Unbelievable. Bro, there's literally probably 1,000 people. I'm not even trolling. Get back! Get back! Get back! Hey, up. Oh my God, bro! Stop and calm down! Stop and calm down! Stop! Chill! Calm down! Chill!
Now, even though that many fans showing up would normally be cool, these fans started blocking the streets.
That's hilarious to think that just because he said stop, that they would actually stop. That's crazy.
And it's just like, wait 1 second. It's just like Michael Jackson, the Beatles. It's not like they want to see though. This commentator is all cap. They want to kill him. They're so crazy about him. They love him. They love this guy. So everything you hear them say is because they think he likes it because he's promoted it through himself. Get it?
Yeah, it actually says IShowSpeed, real name Darren Jason Watkins Jr., is a YouTuber, live streamer, and internet entertainer known for high energy, unpredictable streams and viral moments.
Yeah,
Thank
you. In real life, IRL. I think it's called IRL streaming. Yeah. And honey, you gotta see, I'm old as hell, and I don't even know all this. But my kids, they know about it, But yeah.
It says his whole thing, in short, extreme reactions in comedy, loud, impulsive, meme, heavy humor that clips well. Live streaming culture, most fame comes from live, unscripted moments. Gaming origins, blah 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 blah.
Did you hear how he said extreme, like clipping? Because that's what, and it's mostly let's talk. It's a mostly self-deprecating, racially based, or it's calling him. He talks and calls himself a homosexual, but in a very derogatory way. So that's the way he gets clipped.
I would want to play some of those, but I'm not trying to get my channel.
Don't, it's so bad. So he'll be saying stuff like, please, screaming like, grape me in my butt, but he used the ASS word, and he'll be like, I love to get graped in the ASS, and while he's playing the video games, right? He's playing the video game, and while he's getting mad at the video games, and then he'll say stuff like, when he's playing video games, like, Massa, please let me stop working. I'm a tired slave, Massa. So what do you expect?
Right.
Right. Making fun of slavery. Go ahead.
Hotspot Casino, did you have something to say?
I'm just going to wait till we really get in the thick of things, and then I'll contribute.
Okay, so we're going to get into like this is the amount of audience that he has, the crowd that he has, the influence he has, and how even there it got kind of out of control.
Inside the building.
Damn, bro. So what? How can we leave then, bro? I might just call the police, bro. I'm scared. We gotta just call the police, bro.
Police immediately started rushing over, and with Speed still trapped inside, he tried to make the best out of their situation by doing his iconic suey with his fans through the window. As soon as he did,
I gotta at least do one suey in Norway. Y'all ready for this? Oh, that was so fire! I think I just broke my ankle. Oh, what is y'all doing? Get stop! The f is wrong with y'all? Oh, this is the worst fucking day ever, bro.
As if things couldn't get any worse. Now Speed desperately needed to go to a hospital, and with the police still not there, plus thousands of rabid fans outside, with no other options, Speed's bodyguard picked him up and tried saving the day.
Give me back! 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 Get my hair!
Oh my God! Fans were grabbing his hair, hitting him in the face. One thing, they jumped on top of him. So
Can you please, Genesis? Let me just say this right here. Even this, Well, he wants a viral moment. He risked his life. I mean, come on, he has a team. This kid is worth millions. You mean to tell me this is what they did? They took him out into that raging crowd. You got to look at it from that perspective. Get it? There's no way he should have even been walked out there. You understand what I'm saying?
I think he twisted his ankle. He had to go to the hospital, but I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, but come on, he could have died out there.
Ankle or like being mobbed to death. Like,
thank you. Exactly. So see, it's all just really the bigger picture is not to even, I said about him responsible and not doing this, but listen, look at how much money is hanging in front of his face as a young Black man. He has the opportunity now with his power and his voice to start speaking against these things that the media promotes against Black males. Okay. This is where he should stand up, and there should be a turning point. We're going to talk about the Africa because Genesis is going to get to that. But you see how he is now. Now he needs to start speaking against this kind of how do you say, exploitation of Black males.
Right, and it's crazy. Like, if they like him, why are they pulling his hair? What is going on?
And one fan even jumped on top of him. So that's why after somehow getting back to his car, Speed said he's never going back to Norway ever again.
I don't think I'll ever come here again, bro. I'm not even trolling. I love all my Norway fans, but bro, I don't think I've ever been to a country where they don't listen at all. Like, bro, I've been to every country and it's been lit, turned, crowds. But that was just pure, it was unhuman, bro. Somebody pulled my hair and some random dude did a fucking WWE move and jumped on me. Nah, bro. Norway, I'm sorry, bro. I don't think I'll ever be back here again.
And I don't even blame Speed. Those fans took it way too far, man.
Did the fans take it too far, or because the rhetoric was too far? Like, is that what?
Yeah, thank you. No, the fans didn't take it too far. They're crazy about him. Fans act like that with Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson would never say he won't go back to Norway. And the irony is, Norway has the lowest crime rate. Yeah, they're saying, I didn't even see did you hear them saying the N-word and stuff there? No, right?
No.
And there's more. You saw a lot of Black people in that audience, right? Isn't that ironic? Yep. Oh, you won't come back to this? Yeah, I know Norway is predominantly Caucasian, so don't come in here saying, oh, you don't know. But I'm saying with his fan base, you see a lot of Black fans there. But he's saying he's not going back. Why? Why are you not going back there? But you'll go back to Serbia where they're doing monkey sounds and throwing bananas at you.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
In the gaming world, it's very, very racist. And when he's traveling and doing all these things, I'm pretty sure he's aware of it. And so I can understand why he wouldn't go back to Norway. You know, a lot of these other nationalities have a tendency to want to touch our hair and pull on us and tug on us as if we're some type of spectacle, something that is inhumane. And so that's the thing about the gaming world. And some of these people may even be jealous of him because of his success and he's Black. So he probably notices that, but I don't think his mind is mature enough to even give it a glance at what's really going on in his reality. That's a problem.
Are you familiar with him?
Somewhat. I don't watch his content like that. I did watch, what he did with Tom Brady and stuff like that, but I don't watch his content like that. But I do know he was dating an Asian chick and stuff like that. They fell out, all that stuff. Just stupid little things here and there.
He says a lot of self-deprecating things, and yeah, he talks about himself as a Black man. He makes fun of slavery. He calls himself the one that bothered me the most is the one where he's acting like he's begging massa to stop working and picking cotton. That was so unbelievably vile that we still the world still lets people make fun of real people were worked to death, literally.
Yeah.
In slavery.
And I'm wondering why is he over in Africa?
Yeah, we're going to find that out. But I just want to let you know the background on him. Yeah, they're touching on him and everything, but they actually love him. He's put himself out there. That's how he got famous. And you're right. You're absolutely 100% right about the gaming world being racist. That's why he was so successful. You're absolutely right. That's why he's an icon, because he couldn't, he knew, he's like, well, I'm a black man, I'm trying to make it in the gaming world. The only way he could really make it this big is to call himself. He's done the stuff like made the monkey references. He's done the things where he said he should be a slave. He's made fun of himself as a black man, saying, please grate me in the, that goes back to slavery as well. They did a lot of butt breaking. Yeah. So anyway.
And
Go
like the
ahead.
person said in the comment section, he is a puppet, you know, and here's what they're going to do. They're going to make sure that they distract him so that he can't know self, so that they can continue to push propaganda and make Africa something that it should not be.
Good
So-
point. Wait, I want to say real quick, that's a good point, because guess what? We're watching him as black, informed African Americans, whatever you want to call yourself. We're watching him to see, now you're in Africa. Are you going to come back out and say, hey, I was terrible to talk about my people? Are you going to take a stance now that you have this power? That's what I'm looking for. Go. Thank you, Genesis. Go ahead.
Right. So I want to like get into his Africa trip and let's see what people are saying.
I'm just thinking about this city, this country. You see so many beautiful things. It kind of makes you don't even want to leave, you know? It doesn't really want to, it really makes you don't want to leave. What the hell? There's hella kids in South Africa, chat. Chat, where they come from, bro? Bro, how did all these kids come out of nowhere, dog? What song is it?
Y'all probably wondering why I'm crying. I've been watching Speed streams, and I'm seeing all the love that he's getting in Angola. He's in South Africa, and he's getting massive amount of love. And the way that he was treated in Europe was disgusting. But to see him be a black man from the United States of African descent and be able to go back to the continent and be treated like a human by civilized African people, when we've been taught that Africa is primitive, that it's dangerous, don't go back, they have this, they have that, they don't want you, they don't like you. And to see an African American man with his stature go back to the motherland and be treated with so much respect. This is what our people fought for. This is what they fought for when they fought against Jim Crow and segregation. This is what the slave revolts were about. This is what it's always been about. It's to be able to go back home to a home that you've never been and be unapologetically black and not have to think about being black. Just being able to have your natural hair and your brown skin and not be judged and not be racially profiled and not be killed. I love the love that he is getting. And I love the love that all of my African American people are getting in the continent. And I know there's a lot of issues. I know there's a lot of things that need to be worked out. But I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And I love that for him. And I love that for all of my people that are over there. And I can't wait to hit the soil and experience it myself.
Hey, let me ask you, shout out to her. Much love to that sister. I actually was getting a little choked up when I was watching him with the people, because I really hope that he feels so remorseful. I pray that he just feels so remorseful. I know we know about Step and Fetchin. We know about the history, Amos and Andy. We know the cooning, all that. We know what America is about. We know what media is about. We know about bucking the big saucer eyes and the "what's up, boss?" We understand that. Okay, we will give him, we'll forgive him for all that because he got the power, like she said. I really hope he comes back and stops cooning. And I'm not just saying he's gonna come back and stop saying the racist stuff about the direct racist stuff. Stop talking about how you want to get graped in the behind. I really love to see this, the beauty that Africans showed compared to the rest of the world. That is so beautiful. So I just wanted to add that. I feel for him. I hope as a black man, a young black man, he comes back with shame, humility, and makes a change and makes a stand for black people. And he exposes black media that he was being used. The strongest man in the world is being used by the media in every single way to destroy himself, to destroy his families, to destroy his women. We're going to talk about that later, Genesis and I. So I just want to say I feel her too. I felt emotional. Thank you for letting me go that long. But Speed, come back and stop the madness. Thank you.
All right. So, did you want to see another video, or did anybody else want to make a statement about that previous video? Okay, so we'll go to the next video because there's a lot.
Wait a minute, Genesis. I did want to say something.
Go ahead.
It just, for me personally, the whole African American family as a whole kind of was and the stuff I work through right now. It's a letdown to see them say the ones that saying we not African, based on my generation I grew up in with the movie Roots and the struggle and how it was such a problem in the high schools. Blacks was going off, the biggest series. We had the name Kunta, but then the next generation, everybody was naming themselves Muhammad, Hebrew, Arab, anything but Kunta. I never heard of Kunta, a child named Kunta. No pride in our African root. It's just very let downful. But when I study the history, I'm just so proud. I'm going to make the struggle continue through my seed.
Okay.
That was it.
I remember that. I'm with you, Rakufu. Then don't forget they dragged Alex Haley's name through the mud. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
Ruth was a big part of our culture as children.
Yeah.
It was a huge part of our culture.
Yes, I remember Roots. So let's go.
Yeah.
Man,
That was one of the best movies.
He never wrote that book.
Best movies we ever
such
had.
a poor country, bro. Such a place you wouldn't want to be at, bro. And Speed is single-handedly changed.
I'm sorry. What did someone want to say something? Did someone want to make a point?
No, I'm just saying the original Roots movie. I don't care what anybody says. That's life changing. Shoot.
Yeah, he never wrote that book.
At Choctaw Goddess, I'm sorry, but we are Africans. We're from Africa, whether you like it or not. I know you hate to hear it, but part of that FBA movement is agent talk. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's very divisive and it's for a specific reason. That's why I don't trust that Tariq, because right now we don't have the time to play around and be divisive when we're trying to get Africa all together. We need to starve these people out of resources as far as Europe is concerned in the West. So we got to stick together because they're trying to get rid of us.
Also, Alex Haley never wrote that book.
I know that's why I said he was being dragged through the mud, because they say he didn't write that book. 1 second. Can I just say something to my audience? 100% Metatron, adverse childhood experiences. We all have experienced them. We all are survivors of. Everyone existing has had ACEs. It's just that he's had more than others. It's a fact that Black, African American, or whatever you want to call yourself, I'm talking about U.S. citizens and abroad, the progeny of the slave trade. We have higher ACEs than others in the West, and I don't know about on other continents, but in North America, I do want to also talk about historical intergenerational traumas. Yes, 100%. Dr. Joy Degree talks about post-traumatic slave syndrome. So 100%, that's a great comment. Thank you so much for letting me jump in. Oh, yes, I do know that, Reverend Green, about Alex Haley. That's what I was saying. People say he didn't write it.
And one thing about him writing the book, though, it's a lot of controversy. Parts of it was took from an older book written by white authors, but some parts was of his family. I believe that the Kunta story was a DNA test they found in Gambia of his family there. So parts of the book was part, the parts about Kunta was supposedly real, but the other parts was add on from another book that was written at that time. But I'm talking about the main story of us coming from Africa, from the first people when we were ever named. Most African Americans are not confused about being African. The first name we was called was African. Everything else, even we talked about this the other day. Every one of those FBAs take a sickle cell test trait. I guarantee they got traits of West African. They have no excuse for that.
Also, sir, I just want to point out, Roots was a good story, just like how Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was a great album, but she didn't write that, just like Alex Haley didn't write Roots.
Okay, and you say that to say just that, or just so we got to discard? What are you saying that to say?
Saying that there was ghostwriters and it wasn't them.
Or
that's why they never dropped any. That's why they never dropped anything else after that.
Okay,
but what about this? Let me excuse me, Rakufu. What about this? Is it accurate that Black African people were taken from the continent and enslaved in America? Is that accurate?
Is that for
Reverend
me?
Green? Yes.
Yes, there was Africans who were sold by Africans, and they were shipped by the Europeans, Arabs, elsewhere. However,
to America, correct? To America.
To the new world.
I'm not trying to get away from that. No. Before you, however, Reverend Green, stay on track.
However,
because you're talking about the movie. Hold on. You're talking about the movie. That's what I was saying about Alex Haley being dressed
to the new world.
Wait, okay, hold on. We're talking about the movie. So we understand that that's accurate and 100% true that happened. It's also true that their children were sold away from them during slavery, correct?
The Africans had slave raids on the continent.
No, I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you straight. I'm just going to ask you straight.
Just like in the movie. Just like in the movie. The Africans.
You got to learn how to do this.
Yes.
You got to learn how to do this. Watch this, Rakufu. I'm going to ask you that. I'm asking you this fact about the movie. In real life, did slaves have their children taken from them and sold to other slave masters on other plantations?
Yes. However,
okay,
just like in the movie, the Roots.
So the point is that the
one at a time. Go ahead, Nepal.
Yeah. So thank you. The point is, Reverend Green, whether or not Alex Haley wrote it, it's 100% absolute hardcore truth. And guess what? It wasn't even as nasty as it really, really happened in real life. See, the graping and the buck breaking and the being quartered, people being tied to 4 different horses, a man, arms and legs tied to 4 different horses and then pulled apart. That wasn't even depicted. People being worked to death and then their bodies just thrown on the side on the sugarcane fields. That wasn't depicted. So Roots was a great movie. It was like a rated PG for a XXX movie that really happened in a situation that really happened in real life. That's our point. Whether Alex Haley wrote it all or if it was his family or not, it really happened, and even 100% worse. No, let's say.
Hey, Nepal, one thing you forgot to tell him was he mentioned that the Africans sold each other without mentioning, and then saying, and also a lot of them was stolen and was kidnapped in raids. He never said. It's like he got a biased position against Africa.
Can I answer?
Okay. I don't mind Rakufu. Real quick, Reverend Green. Rakufu, you're right. But guess what? We already know that there were Africans that were fooled into betraying each other. But hey, many times the same ones who sold somebody got sold themselves. Okay, you left that part out.
That's
Go ahead.
right.
Can I say something?
Also, I want to reply and I understand the panel, and I can manage the panel. Everybody in the chat who's a full-blood American like me at FBA, I got this. But just like in the movie, The Roots, the miniseries, the TV miniseries, it began with the Africans conducting slave raids. For who? They were already doing it. And what they were doing with the slave raids, they sold Africans to others who were not African.
Everybody makes mistakes. Guess what? Who's benefiting? Who's benefiting? What country has benefited the most, or countries? But let's start with the main one. What country has benefited the most from slave industry, meaning the actual work that was done, the cotton picking, the building of the roads and the homes? What country benefited the most from that commerce? Did Africa benefit? Wait, did Africa or did America?
Africa did.
Oh, really? Okay, let me ask you a question. So why is not Africa the world leader, but U.S. is? So you can't get around it. The U.S.
Africa, the continent.
U.S. is the world leader in commerce and industry. Don't
Isn't
play.
America the continent too? Why do we keep talking about the continent? The continent? Okay, just because Africa is not divided into states versus countries, does that not mean that America is not a continent too? North America is a continent, So why are we every time we talk about Africa, you mean the continent? Well, the continent has many countries. Well, just because we name our states and they name their countries. Bottom line is that America is a continent, so North America is a continent just as much as Africa is a continent. So I don't even get the thing. And so one thing, Irv P78 says, one thing I haven't heard said is how Africans were told that they were traveling to Europe or Asia, and once they arrived, were then sold, enslaved, or tricked into traveling to North America.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate the comment. I do want to get back to the truth. And this isn't anything personal. I'm also FBA, according to some friends of mine, but I know the truth about slavery. And the truth is that the country, this is why we say the West is the most industrialized, sir. We're the most industrialized. That means that we are the biggest, we are the strongest in commerce. We're the strongest. We're the world leader. We're the world leader. Okay, so when, again, America used thousands and thousands of people, just US alone. I'm not even talking about South America. I'm talking about the US. Thousands of people were used here to build this country. Thousands. The husbandry, the farming, the construction of the buildings and the infrastructure. We built that. The foundational Black Americans, right? We built it.
Who are already here.
We came from Africa.
No, we weren't.
We came from Africa.
Let me hand the mic over. I'm going to hand the mic over. So I want to hear you. So nobody came from Africa and was enslaved in the United States, right?
That's not true. I'm gonna tell you why we know it's not true. I think it was maybe about 3 years ago. Fulton County found in like a courthouse, I think it was, they found over maybe 200 years of documents about slavery, the estates and wills. So that's how we know slavery did exist when it comes to, I think it was like 1840s. Also, we know that slavery existed because in Maryland, they had over 2,000, I'll say about 2,000 pages of documents that were hidden in an attic that they were actually going to throw away. And it dates from the 1600s, from about slaves that were actually sold, and it had wills, it had different type of insurance situations going on. So yeah, we do know that slavery existed. It's just, we have to be able to accept the fact that we did come from Africa. As if you don't read and you don't know history, you'll be lost because there's so many influences online that you can fall victim to, whether it be a Dan Calloway or Tariq Nasheed. And we got to get away from that and do our research.
And peace to the panel. And I'll try to make my comment brief as possible. With all due respect, literally on this same channel yesterday, the host DJ Genesis said that when the Africans sold our African ancestors to Europeans, they were not selling their own people because they were from different tribes. So you cannot turn around and try to guilt trip us for not wanting to unify with these same Africans that you already admitted are not our people. With all due respect, additionally, and this part is very important.
Let me
We
speak to
also,
this, Genesis.
brother,
Okay,
just go ahead,
so I
go
hear
ahead,
what
make
you
your point, bro.
said.
Even though you cut me off, but go ahead, brother. It's all right.
No, I hear what you. I know what line of vein you going down. You got the
We
Yoruba.
should
You
let
got
him finish though, Ron Kufu.
all
It's all
right.
right. Let him go. Let
No,
him go. We
he
can go
did
point
say
for
go
point.
because I'll go. I'll stop though if you want to, bro.
No,
No,
go ahead.
but
We'll
then
go point
after
for point.
Rakufu, come in,
Where's that
Rakufu, after you
song?
finish.
Where are you gonna cut me off by Gautier? You're not playing that no more,
So,
Genesis?
Yeah,
so
she's biased.
just to
It's
the
all right.
people out here listening in
Oh
the
no, we're gonna
general
get
audience.
like how you keep when you continuously cut people off. That's when I play it. When someone's keep trying to make a point, you keep cutting. That's when I play it. But they
That's
were
why I
able.
will
That's
stop.
not
That's why I
true, but
respect
go
They
ahead.
were
the
able
Let
to
him
opinion.
talk. Let him make his point.
and be able to
So
like.
my point would be,
Okay.
as you guys come together and collectively become conscious of your so-called independence from Africa, where's that going to put you on the global stage? Are you going to lobby with your ex-European daddies to be a part of them, or are you going to do some magic Superman trick and destroy all their stuff of power with your thoughts and your patterns? To break away from Africa that's like the worstest of sellouts that we could have, and
Let
being
me
a
respond to you,
generation of
brother.
that, when you can know that you got DNA from Africa and
Exactly.
you know that's who you are, and yet you still try to go against it or try not to be one of the genius minds to listen to what
brother,
I'm
we
saying,
get your
to
point,
be the
brother.
genius minds to bring it together, even though those in the past may have, like you say, Genesis said, well, I'm Yoruba, I'm Ashanti. Just like Europe, somebody had to be a genius mind. Well, I'm French, I'm English, white man. We got to come together
Brother,
so
we
we
get
can.
your
Let
point.
me finish
Let
the
me
point.
respond,
That's
brother.
why you cut, because you know the
Brother,
point is the fact.
you cut
The
me
fact
off,
of the
brother.
matter is,
All
until
right,
we
go ahead.
collectively get that power and start building on a technological basis and look at the chess game for what it is, black against white on a global scale, we're going to be always with people like y'all, devisers.
That's not a word, but watch how brief my
I just
response
made
is.
it up like we made up the word
Exactly,
y'all.
brother.
Go look
Have
in the
some
dictionary.
decorum,
African
brother.
Americans,
Have some
before it came
decorum,
out, they
brother,
said that's not a
please.
word. Now it's a word.
DJ
It's called
Genesis, you gonna play that
y'all
clip?
and us, y'all and
Are you
us.
gonna play the clip?
All right, reset the.
Thank you.
Let's go. Who? All right, who's
It's
talking?
me, and it'll be so brief. Brother, if you didn't cut me off, I would have already addressed that diatribe that you went on preemptively. With all due respect, just like we have European ancestry, but the Europeans are not our allies, Africans, in spite of us sharing ancestry, are not our allies. They conspired with the Europeans against us during the transatlantic chattel slave trade, and I relinquished the floor.
It was no us. We were them. They conspired against themselves. Are you idiot or
Are
what?
the Europeans us too?
You're
Because we
not a
share
distinct
ancestry with
person.
them.
You wasn't over there distinctively different. This American
But brother,
oddity.
let's have the
No.
dialogue, brother. Don't be emotional. I'm asking, since we share ancestry with the Europeans, does that make us European?
Yeah, we are the whole world. The haplogroup L is the
So
first
so should we
haplogroup on
unify with
planet Earth.
Europeans? I'm asking, should we unify with Europeans?
That's the question I'm asking. Was you saying that's what we should do? I
I
asked
said we
that.
have no allies, brother. So you say I directly answered your question. Are you able to answer
Well,
mine?
directly, we should ally. You say we don't have allies. I can show you time again where they marched in the street for our people since the 1800s. When y'all lie and say Africa never go to march for us,
Brother, you might have forgot the question. I'm
yeah,
asking
that's
very
our ally.
simply,
That's our ally. You keep saying it's not.
brother. I'm asking a simple question. Since we have European ancestry, does that mean that we should unify with Europeans? Yes or no?
I just told you no. What is you?
All
you
right, so
no.
use that same logic for Africans. You
No,
dumb
you
nigga.
use that same out and keep pushing yourself on the island
Keep
because
the
I ain't
same
with you.
energy,
Even
brother.
though you look like me, I'll be the first to get you.
The Europeans and the Africans
I don't care
co-conspired
what
against
y'all
us.
believe in. We are not the same. You
Brother,
are
you're
the
too
sellout.
emotional,
In this
brother.
big picture, your people are the sellouts.
All right, brother, you want to take 20 seconds and I go next just so we could, I mean,
No,
get.
we're not
Let's,
getting
come
someone
on.
else that just joined the panel and he wants
All
to
right,
say.
but sis, goddamn, you the worst host. I
Okay.
swear.
But I didn't really hear the other guy get a full thought out. He didn't even finish his whole thought, did he? Maybe I missed
No,
it.
I did not.
Well, go ahead then.
And
All right.
Yeah, let's hear him without any interruption so we can keep in order. Whether we,
Thank you,
I don't
Nepal.
agree with what he's saying, but
God
yeah,
bless Sister Nepal. Really.
Thank you, Nepal,
Why, thank you.
for your
I'm sure.
professionalism.
The
I
point
hope it
is
rolls
this.
out.
Really, the point is this. Black Americans, descendants of U.S. chattel slaves, historically, up to recent times, we have no allies. Just because we share ancestry with Africans does not make them our allies, just like the Europeans are not our allies just because we share ancestry. And I land my plane.
You crashed it more like.
So welcome to the channel, Bold and wait, I'm sorry. Okay, Bold. Let's go. Welcome to the panel, Bold. What did you have to say about the subject?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me join the panel. My thing is that I never understood why we got a group of individuals that want to be everything but African,
Fact.
and it just disappoint me. I mean, stuff happens in the past, right? And it happened, but that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the whole story. Like I heard somebody earlier say, look, you know, even though you might have had some people from Africa that sold you into slavery, they end up becoming slaves themselves. So you got to understand that the European used trickery, and they ain't just did it with Africa; they did it all over the world. They always use trickery, even to this day. That you like, if you look at it to this day with the whole Venezuelan, they show videos of Venezuelans celebrating the capture of Maduro, but they don't show you how the people in Venezuela are upset about that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the same thing when it comes to like slavery, you know, or just like they keep us divided just so they could control us. And that's how I look at the whole situation. As long as we sitting up here fighting amongst each other and want to divide each other over there, you just doing the white man's bidding. They just pretty much groomed you into hating each other. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at the whole situation. But I go ahead stop right there.
Just real quick, I just wanted to tell you guys, there's a man by the name of Edward S. Curtis that took, I want to say, up to 40,000 pictures of actual natives all across America from 1890s all the way through the 1920s. So you can actually see that we were not the people that were actually here like that. Yes, some of us were here, but not like that. So just letting you guys know, there's photos, and it's not AI, to actually prove who was here. We got to get out of the self-hatred.
I want to ask you, brother, even though they took those pictures and you say even though some people was here, ultimately, do these the people that are delineating, do they truly in their heart believe that they emerged like some of the Indian stories out of the caves of America and they never was on any other continent and they're from here?
They believe that, brother. Unfortunately, they believe that.
It's like this 3% came here that were directly from Africa. The majority of us were already here. And that's just the way it is. If you look at Brazil and South America and the Caribbeans, there's way more slaves over there. So tell me, with all that slavery over there, how come they're not as lucrative as us when there was less slaves, supposedly?
All right,
I can answer that
ask this
question.
question. I'll tell you. For
No,
one,
let me answer it,
go ahead.
please, Rock
Because we were
and
already
then
over
I'll let
here,
you go.
bro. That's
Part of
why.
the reason is this: over there in that part in South America, more slaves went there. First off, and so you're right, but they didn't do they didn't treat their slaves like the slaves were treated in America. The slaves were literally disposable. We had more of a, how do you say, healthcare focus and a breeding. We had breeding farms. Whether people want to come out and say no, we didn't. A lot of abos, a lot of I don't know about FBA, but abos they throw their hands up in the air and get upset when they find that information out. So they didn't really take care of their slaves. They used them up and then let them die. Here in America, they bred slaves. They let them have a semblance of family, even though they broke up a lot of families. So that's the answer. They took better care of their slaves. They had better industry, better structure as far as their commerce system. And look at it today. That's the answer in a nutshell.
So here I have a question. What about the people that were
That's
black?
doubtful.
What about the black people that also owned slaves in the Virginia Commonwealth? There were black people that owned slaves in the 1700s, and they were considered. Were they also the Cherokee that owned slaves? Like, so when we want to talk about slavery, we only want to talk about the white ownership of slaves, but we also had black people that owned slaves as well. I think over 4,000. Based
Some
on
of us actually paid for the freedom of our of our relatives, so that's part of it too.
So when we want to talk about slavery, that's another thing too. But
And
were they enslaving their own people, or were they enslaving people that were from another continent? And if we say that we were already here, so a certain group of people, class of people that were already here that actually got freed, that were enslaving other Africans, or were we enslaving our own people? That's
and
not
DJ
I can answer that
Genesis.
question.
All right, go ahead. You go first. I'll go next.
I'll only take 20 seconds, sir. Grace Wisher, who sewn and wove the American flag, as you see, she was 13 years old, 12 years old. She was freed. She was never a slave. Solomon Northrop, from 12 Years a Slave, he
That's a
was
great
never
movie.
a slave. He was a freedman first. He was a freedman. He wasn't born into slavery. He got thrown into slavery. He got hoodwinked into slavery. See, there was freedmen already circulating, already around while slavery was still being conducted. Get that together. And also, the people in the Caribbeans and elsewhere where there was slavery, yes, their indentured and hardship was just as harsh. However, they negotiated poorly. That's the situation. They negotiated for those flags. They negotiated for the flags poorly.
Understood is that Jamaicans, the sugar cane plantations were some of the most brutal actual plantations in the Caribbean, and
no victim Olympics.
No, people. No, it's not victim. Stop it! Like they were brutal, and people were dying at a very young age on those plantations. So we can't say, "Oh, okay, well, this is a breeding." We were breeders of slaves, but over here you had people that were like barely living past the age of a certain age.
And I don't want to. I'm sorry, I
Tragic
cut somebody off. Go ahead.
conditions of the slave trade in the Caribbean. Some people actually got shipped into the Americas. But I'm saying is that, okay, so if we're saying we were already here, all right, how many of us freedmen were here? And how many of us own slaves? Because if we're so are we talking about FBA? Are we talking about the freedmen, the slave owners, the Republican freedmen? Are this what this is about?
I want to address that, please, DJ Genesis. With all due respect, and you attempted to raise this same exact point literally on your last stream yesterday. My question is,
every time I do something, you have to go back.
I know, sis. Allow me to finish the sentence, please, respectfully.
Well, this is a whole new day.
Exactly. I'm gonna repeat the same thing I said on the last stream.
After you finish, can I speak?
Yes, brother.
All right.
The point is this: when I asked you yesterday, was your family owned by Black American slaves? Owners, pardon me. I asked you yesterday, was your family owned by Black American slave owners? You said you have no evidence that they were. I asked you, do you know any Black Americans whose families were owned by Black American slave owners? You said no, you have no evidence of that. So I'm gonna ask the panelists again. Panelists, were any of your families owned by Black American slave owners? And if not, do you know any Black Americans whose families was owned by Black American slave owners?
I don't even
Well,
know the slave owners that own my.
I have no idea.
do you think Native Americans are black? I mean, are you a abo? Because I know some family members that I'm recently finding out that Native Americans owned African slaves in
Exactly, that's
my
my point.
family.
And Sister Nepal, and I'm gonna even ask you directly. And I said this in the last stream as well. Do you know any Black Americans whose families was owned by Black Native American slave owners?
I got one.
I
I
don't
got
know.
3, 4, or 5 right here.
You said your family was. You know somebody that was owned by Black Americans?
Yes, known examples documented is William Ellis, Antoine
No. I'm saying
Bucklet,
personally.
Marie Metoyer. We don't know which white ones owned us.
Actually, that's
Mhm.
false. Hold
What?
on.
Y'all
Exactly.
bugging.
He's lying.
You
They
can't
were
get
Let's
straight
not
up
have
say you can
ADHD.
say
Let's
the
not,
myths.
as a
I'm
panel,
talking
let's
about
not have
individually.
ADHD.
He's
Let's not have.
asking an individual question. Do you
Exactly.
just know anybody personally that
Yes.
enslaved black people that's black? No, we probably
Right.
don't. But as many as tough names.
Okay. Hold on. One mic at a time, brother. And I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
that you were honest just now. That's my point.
He wasn't
When
done
we hit.
the sentence though. He actually had. What was the end of that sentence? I want to hear what the end of that was.
All right,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say most of us don't know either way it go. I can just ask you right now, can you name one white person that you know that was enslaved, that enslaved black folk? The
Yes,
majority
they
of
was
the
on my
ones that's
family
not, let me
tree,
finish.
brother.
I'm ending in the statement. The
All right.
majority would say no, they can't unless you're red. It's like a small circle that no.
That's
I
true.
never, and watch how brief my response is. Actually, Sister Nepal, that's not true. On my own family tree, we have white slave owners on the family tree. And I know people that descend from breeding farms in Henderson, North Carolina. With all due respect, we personally know Black Americans whose families were owned by Caucasians. When I ask you the same question, do you know any Black Americans whose families was owned by Black Americans? The answer is no.
Because it
So
wasn't the norm.
checkmate. So how can we verify that any Black Americans were owned by Black American slave owners?
By going
We don't
into
know
the
any.
studying of the deep museums and finding the name,
And can this evidence be falsified? Yes or no?
both of them can be falsified.
Checkmate. So if your family wasn't
Damn.
owned by Black Americans and you don't
What I
know
mean
nobody
by
who's
that is you can
brother,
say it.
allow
That
me to
don't mean you
complete
can
the
prove
sentence,
it.
brother. Allow me to complete the
Yeah.
sentence. And I'll pass the mic right back to you, I promise. If your own family was not owned by Black Americans and you don't know any Black Americans whose family was owned by Black Americans, you're speculating that there were Black American slave owners.
Okay,
I
I
relinquish
can
the
agree
floor.
to
No, no,
disagree.
no, no, no. There's actual history and
That's right, but we can agree to
there's
disagree for
And
the
it's not
point. He wants to
verifiable.
hold that in
but there's
himself.
not verifiable evidence. I mean, if you want to
Yeah,
go
it's
about
verifiable, but he doesn't
Africans are
want to
not
accept
verifiable,
verifiable evidence.
we can say the same thing about the
Yeah,
white
he
slave.
doesn't want to accept it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But how long have African descended
Hold on.
people in
How
America?
could we say the same thing about
No, hold up,
white
brother. You
slave
just said
owners?
I would have the mic back. You finish. Let me
Yeah,
finish.
go ahead, brother.
How long have African descended people in America called themselves African? This is a chat GPT. From the very beginning of the slave trade, 1400s to 1600s. So miss me with this Jesse Jackson 85 bull crap.
I said
Enslaved
nothing
people
about
did
that,
not
brother.
lose the word African. We used the word. We didn't lose it. They knew they were African. Methodist Church started out here way before Jesse Jackson was even a seed in his father's nutsack. Pause.
Well, just so I'm clear, I never claimed that we don't have African ancestry. Let's not
No, we
speed
have the
past the claim.
most African ancestors.
Brother, allow me to complete the
Go ahead.
sentence. I'm not even disputing that. What I'm
Okay,
saying
well, I'm
is
only rocking with you.
exactly. So mute up, brother.
I will.
The point is, we cannot speed past the host's claim. The host is claiming that there were Black American slave owners. But on this panel, allow me to complete the sentence, brother. And I'll pass the mic right back to you or someone else, whoever want to talk after this. On this panel, no one's family was owned by Black American slave owners, and we don't personally know any Black Americans whose families was owned by Black American slave owners. So essentially, we are being told that we shall hold fictitious Black American slave masters accountable that we cannot even verify existed.
That's not true. Okay, you passed the mic back. That's not true.
Hold
That
on,
everybody on this panel,
hold on. One quick question.
everybody on this panel does not know if their family was or wasn't. You have to see, that's assuming. You just assume that. Just because we don't know them by name doesn't mean that it didn't happen, for one.
That means we don't have evidence that
we
it happened.
haven't done the
Oh,
study
logical
yet.
fallacy, Pan-Africanism. But hold on, real quick. We have a couple of new people that have joined the panel. We have Kev Studders, and we have I'm with Alice. Go ahead, Kev Studders. What do you have to say about the conversation?
Well, first of all, hello. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
Cool.
Peace, family.
So I came up because I guess like that I was listening to like an older part of the conversation. But I'll still ask my question though. I want to know, why do so many Black Americans care so much about Africa? Why is that?
We're from there.
Yeah, exactly. What the?
The slave
Okay, I'll
trade.
answer that. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How come Europeans care so much about Europe?
I don't know. I
That's a
don't
good
care about
rebuttal.
Europeans.
That's a great rebuttal.
Everybody seems to care about themselves, but when it comes to African Americans, we want to come out the sky like La La Land, and we have no roots. We're a rootless, bumbling tree just traveling as one entity. No.
And to the brother with the hat, you just let him out the chokehold because really I got him, and they cannot get out of this. How can we verify that there were Black American slave owners?
Let
I
me
got it
talk
right here.
about that,
Antoine
please.
D. Bucklet, Marie Matoyer. Let me
Okay,
read this,
listen, let me
Genesis. Let me
can
read
I
this, Genesis.
Rakufu, my
Oh,
brother,
no,
you're
that
doing
was
great,
you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Rakufu, you're doing great. I just want to say this to ask the brother clearly in his
Yes.
position. Are you saying to, I forgot your name, the brother from Baltimore, from Maryland?
Pan Mulatto.
What's your name again?
Mulatto for short. Pan Mulattoism.
Don't say mulatto, please. That's a mule.
No,
That's an
let
animal
him
that
do
can't
it. If he
produce
wants to
stuff.
call himself mulatto,
All right,
we got to pick our battles. Okay, so Pan, can I call you
Mulatto
Pan?
for short. No, you call me Mulatto. Go ahead.
Mulatto. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, mulatto. Listen, I just want to ask you, are you saying that there were no Black slave owners during slavery and even post-slavery, like 1800s?
And I'm gonna
Are you
repeat
saying
what I said
there weren't
verbatim.
any?
Well, I answer your question. I'll repeat what I said verbatim. What I'm
And
saying
then I
is,
want to respond to you. Go ahead.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What I'm saying is, not only myself, my family was not owned by Black American slave masters. No one on the panel can verify that their families were owned by Black American slave masters. Additionally, no one on the panel knows anyone who was verifiably owned by Black American slave masters. That's my point.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you this logically, because obviously you don't want to talk about the actual historical accounts that have been verified historically. So you don't want to go with that information. I guess you're saying it's wrong or there's some conspiracy. So let me ask you something
Well, you don't
logical.
have to speculate, but go ahead.
No, there's accounts of Black African slave owners, but I'm not going to touch on that. It wastes time because obviously you're saying those aren't real. So let me ask you something logically. When a Black slave was freed, when he was established himself or herself as a freeman from the South to the North, I'm giving the scenario, right?
Yes.
You say that was possible, correct?
Definitely.
Okay, stay right there. So logically, as a freeman, they had the right, if they wanted to do so, to own a slave if they wanted to do so. Not in the North,
I'm trying to
but
answer
they
your
had the
question,
right to own slaves, correct?
and it'll only be 10 seconds.
Because
I
you know why I
promise.
said, but let
Because
me take the North
I
side.
won't deflect. I
Hold
promise
on.
you, I won't deflect.
No, I want to clear up my
All
scenario
right,
because
go ahead.
it's getting more. I don't want to say North to South because that'll make things muddy. There were slaves in the South that were freed, correct?
Definitely.
Okay, great. So now forget the North. So those free slaves that were Black, they had the ability to own slaves, logically, correct?
Not only did they have the ability to buy slaves, many of the freedmen purchased their family members' freedom. Now go ahead.
Okay, so you agreed that there were blacks that owned slaves.
But they were not slave masters. There's a
Hold
difference.
on. Now see right there. This is like kind of like a diagnosis, like a doctor saying, "Oh, there's the problem."
Mhm.
That's your perception and your idea about a slave master, but you do agree that blacks own slaves.
So just so I'm clear, and I'm trying to have a
I want
dialogue
to
with you
hear
for
from him.
clarity.
I want to hear
Got
from
him.
him.
Let me have a dialogue with the sister, just for clarity. Are you saying that the Black Americans that purchased their enslaved family members' freedom, are you saying that these are the black slave owners? Just so I'm clear.
If I purchase a slave, am I a slave owner?
I'm not saying that you're not a slave owner, but what I'm saying is, did you enslave the people that you purchased? Is the question.
I'm going to answer you. If I
Yes.
purchase someone who is a slave, the
Exactly.
person, if I purchase someone who's a slave, the person is still enslaved, correct?
Not necessarily, because they might not have done free labor for you, right?
Let me do this. Do you know that there were white slave owners that
That,
favored certain slaves that were pampered? They also had girls called, hold on, listen. This is fact. There were women called fancy girls. They were mulatto, since you call yourself mulatto. They were
exactly.
the Creole, light, high looking, almost white, but they were African slave mother, white father, and they were treated like princesses in that time. Of course, it's still terrible. They
Yes.
didn't work. They got paid. They wore the most expensive clothing. All they did was lay on their backs. And that was mostly in Louisiana. They went shopping. They were treated, they weren't hit, they weren't whipped, because they were that merchandise. You couldn't damage the goods. So in that idea, they were still slaves, but they lived a great life compared to others. Of course, it was horrible, but I'm saying on the surface. So I'll ask you again, they were slaves, correct? They were enslaved still, correct?
Definitely.
Can I
So
ask
if
a
I
question?
have a family
Hold on.
member,
Go ahead,
and
sis.
I'm almost done, Rakufa. I know I took
All
up
right.
a long time. I see people hitting the panel. If I'm a free slave and I want to
Exactly.
buy my mom and I want to buy my brothers and sisters, are they still technically slaves? And it's going to show that on the record and on the books.
Well, that's not the part that I'm disputing, and that's why
Okay, great.
asked,
Gotcha.
and that's why I asked to clear up the ambiguity. Are you saying that the black slave owners that you are referring to are the freedmen that purchased the freedom of their enslaved ancestors?
Okay, let me speak
No,
to
no,
that.
no, let
No,
her answer,
Rakufu,
brother.
I'm gonna
Okay.
answer him.
Go ahead,
Let
sis.
me answer you. The free ones, yes, the free black slaves purchased the non-free black slaves, and let me tell you the real history too. With one particular woman, her name escapes me. She gave slaves the facade. She promoted that she would help them. When she enslaved them, it was worse. She was worse on them than any other black slave owner. Because let's not pretend that black people don't treat black people badly. She was very, very hard on them. She beat them. She starved them. She killed them. She locked them in the basement and in the cellars. I mean, and so she one of them, she let dogs maul one of her slaves. And that was just one instance. She'll never be worse than the white man. So I want to just put that out there. But she was very harsh on her slaves. So it's logical to see that, yes, you agree. You say that there were black slaves that owned slaves. And I know you have, maybe this idea that they were like you and kind, but no, they weren't always
Well,
kind.
no,
All right,
that's
Even
not
so
what I'm
their
saying.
women.
hold up,
Actually,
mulatto. I gotta speak to that.
well,
So
well, no,
mulatto,
please let me clear up
you had asked
brother.
the question.
Please, brother, you're in the way right
You
now.
always say
Let me
please
say
after you
one
talk
last
for an
statement,
hour,
brother.
and you
Hold
feel
on,
like I'm
brother, you're in
supposed
the
to.
way,
You
brother.
in
You're
the
in the
way
way.
because you asked the question
You're
to
in
me,
the way,
but Rick, you
brother.
asked me
Let me make
originally.
my closing
So
statement. I'll
no,
pass the
no,
mic
no,
right
you
to
know
you.
I won't
Hey,
because you asked
Rakufu,
me
All
let
right,
him
go
originally,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
let him
and now
say
you're
it,
trying to
Rakufu. If he
Yeah,
gonna
he's in the
sidestep
way.
gonna
it
end it.
because I
Rakufu, you're
got
in the
the
way,
facts
brother.
right here. And the facts is, I asked name one case where a black American slave, when he was free, purchased another black enslaved person. and used him awfully as a slave. Name one family.
All right, and I'm gonna
A
answer your question after I
documented case that
address
fits exactly
Napoli.
what you asked
Yeah,
William
I'm
Ellison, South Carolina, where this case qualifies. Born enslaved 1790, freed as a young man, became wealthy manufacturing cotton gins, purchased enslaved black people, used them as laborers in a harsh plantation style system, treated them no differently from white slaveholders. So if you're Ellison out there, family, you better do your research. You might be from
And
that black
I'm
slave
gonna address
master.
you after I address Nepal. It'll be so brief. Before I get
And
respect.
what's your mulatto?
Oh my God.
You are going to address him. No. I'm sorry, but I do want
Yeah.
to say this. Shout out to Unbiased. My brother is in the chat. He's got your back here, mulatto. Let me say this. Just
no.
like people say we sold our own. Why is it so easy to say when we were in Africa we sold our own, but it's hard for y'all to fathom that Negroes here were standing on the necks of other Negroes? It's weird.
Yeah,
Go
let me
ahead,
address that.
mulatto.
And since Nepal, I would have addressed it with one sentence. So basically, you're conceding that my point still stands. When I say we, I'm talking about everyone on the panel. None of our families were forced to do labor, forced enslaved by Black Americans, and collectively, none of us personally know any Black Americans whose ancestors were forced to do labor enslaved by other Black Americans.
Who
All right.
knows that information right off the top of their head though?
I'll
Like,
go ahead and take
What
it out
can
Mulatto
Studies
because
it.
listen, hold on. I have to take Pamela down because the chat is full. Man in High Castle wants to come up. And we have other people we want to let them
Who did
speak.
you take off? You took Pan Mulatto down. We was having a conversation with us.
Yeah, why you
Oh,
take Pan
well,
How you
Mulatto
gonna take
down?
the guy who's talking
Yeah,
off?
he's
She's biased. That's what it is. I'm
he's
not
the one
clicking
I
Pan.
want
I
to
gotta get clicked
address.
down.
okay, but I'm saying we have other people that's in
But
the
he's
Yeah,
the
I'll
so
come
take
he's
back.
the
down
one that's
somebody
driving the
who's not
conversation right
talking,
now.
I'll come back
and
in a
not
little
somebody
bit.
who hasn't
Listen,
talked. I mean,
no,
not like
listen,
someone who hasn't
no,
spoken yet, but
you can take me off the panel. I just want to ask
well,
Mulatto one question.
King said
What would
first
make
he was
you
taken off,
name
but
yourself
Man in High
mulatto? When we
Castle
look at the origin of the word, it comes from a beast, a donkey, and a mule.
Man,
When it's born, it can't produce itself.
he
In
knows
various
this.
occasions, it can. Why would you want to be a mulatto? Go ahead, y'all.
Please, no, I don't. Please don't take the. I get your point.
yeah,
Rakuku's on fire. Listen, I want to say this though,
Mulatto's still
for
here.
the
He's
record, and then I'm really gonna fall back because I see everybody humble. I see you. Listen, I want to make it for the record that I see what the white man is doing. Yeah, I said when I don't mean the white man literally. I'm saying the way his story is being told. They want us to focus on this very, very minuscule percentage of Black slave owners, which weren't anything compared to the European and the white Southern slave owners. I don't think that had any impact on us. We were basically, it's like me trying to blame drug dealers instead of looking at the CIA bringing in the cocaina. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to blame the thug on the corner when I know that the real problem is higher up in the powers that be. So I just want to make that point. So thank you. I'll fall back. I'm going to mute out unless I get triggered.
It's a
all right.
psyop.
Hold on, real quick. We do have about 3 new people that I was trying to give them a chance. So we have Elder Yawa, we have I'm with Alex, and we have Humble. So what's up, Humble? Welcome to the panel.
Blessings, Sister Genesis. Blessings, Sister Napar. Blessings to the rest of the panel. I appreciate y'all letting me up.
Okay,
Peace.
so let's go with who was first. I'm with Alex was first here, and then we'll go to Elder and then Humble. That's the order that they joined. So let's go.
Hello, everyone. I am concerned because it's going to be hard for me to probably make my point, but I'll say it. Everybody that's Black is not foundational Black Americans, and of course, you know that. There were people who owned slaves that had dark skin that were not foundational Black Americans, as well as there was foundational Black Americans that owned other Black Americans, if you will. But it wasn't like harsh slavery. It was more like an employee than what you call slavery. Okay, you could own someone for a little while, and then after a certain amount of time, you had to set them free. There was an order to it. There was an end to it. There wasn't this continued harsh slavery.
Generational. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
It was different. So comparing the type of brutality that was put upon us to how we operated before all the foreigners came is not fair. It's not a good picture. And yeah, we were here already. Millions of us on this continent, just like millions of Africans were on their continent. I mean, what's wrong with somebody saying that they're not from Africa? It doesn't mean we don't like Africans. It just means we're not from there. My family goes back all the way. Okay. I got Cherokee, Black Cherokee. I mean, it's not fair for you to just be like, well, if you don't say you're African, then you hate your roots. It's just not the truth. It's like telling someone from I don't know, Sweden, that if you deny that you're from Britain, then you just don't like British people. It's just ridiculous. You know, it's like white people can be from different places. Why can't Black people be from different places?
Okay, can I speak to
The
that?
argument.
Yeah. Before you speak, I wanted to say that I want to go into Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson was the first slave owner. He ran a tobacco farm using indentured servants. One of those servants, John Kaser, would later become one of the first African men to be declared indentured for life. So we can't pretend like we didn't have people that were enslaving people for the rest of their lives. So we did have Black slave owners.
I want to
Well,
say
do you know anybody that's
just
descended from
reading.
his slave?
If
You know
if I
anybody
can
that's
get in here,
descended from his
Yeah,
slave?
go ahead, Humble.
How
it's
many
my
people
time, right?
Johnson?
No,
Johnson is the last name, right? And we know our slave owners by the name Johnson are different, like Lockett, so and so. So you don't. So we might not know exactly directly, but I would say this: if your last name is Johnson, you might be able to trace that lineage back to that slave owner named Johnson.
Oh, you're speculating. You're
Those are
speculating.
our
right.
names.
So
Oh,
can
honey,
I get in here
Let's
really
let some new
fast? Can I get in
come
here
in.
really fast?
Can we
Yeah,
let
go
Humble
ahead.
come in here?
Go
Hit
ahead,
the
go ahead.
like
All right.
button and share the video.
I
Go
want to
ahead,
speak
Humble.
to what Sister Nepal was saying, and I do want to make it clear that the number of the melanated slave owners, the Black slave owners that we're speaking about here is very small. I just want to read something, if I may, right? Historians note that a small number of free Black people owned enslaved laborers for economic reasons. In those cases, some did enforce discipline similar to white slave owners.
I want to
Kenny?
stop. Do this real quick.
What the hell?
Somebody is crackling something in their background and making noise. I want everybody to mute while Humble is talking. Start over again, Humble, because
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think that what you have to say is very important. And
Yes,
when
ma'am.
everybody talks, please just mute. And then when you gotta say something, then unmute. All right,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am. I appreciate you, sis. So I'm gonna start over. Historians note that a small number of free Black people owned enslaved laborers for economic reasons. In those cases, some did enforce discipline similar to the white slaveholder. However, this group was extremely small. Their holdings were tiny compared to the white planters. Right, their motive varied widely: economic survival, inheritance, or legal constraints. There is no evidence that Black slaveholders were more brutal than white slaveholders, and the scale of their ownership was incomparable. Now, I want to read one other small thing, right? Because when we were talking about the small amount of slaveholders, right, one thing we missed out on, and Sister Napa spoke on a little bit, right, was a large portion of this small portion of free Black people who own enslaved people were actually buying their family members. They were buying their spouses. They were buying their children. They were buying their parents, because the law often made manumissions, legal freedoms extremely difficult. In this case, the enslaved person lived as a free family member, not as a laborer. So they distinct in history when a black person buys a black laborer and when they buy a black family member. I think that's important to note out. I land my plane with that. Thank y'all for allowing me.
Yeah, can I respond? Can I respond before anybody else goes? So let me say this real quick. It's great that I can't hear you, Rakufu.
We got today.
Put down your background. You gotta let it mute out.
Educated. This is an education right here, and we're educating our people. And the brother, we got to think of what mind state he's in, because it says mulatto is a colonial
Oh my
era
God.
label rooted in dehumanization used to classify and divide people of African descent. If you want, I can show when the U.S. government stopped using it. That's like me calling myself an
Wait, what happened?
hard ER.
I'm telling y'all, Rakufu can't hear. Obviously,
I thought that was Yara talking.
no,
I'm talking right now. I'm doing this on
Rakufu.
on the
But Rakufu, my friend, brother, I have respect, and you are on point. But we don't want to talk about him calling him. So it's like him saying, "I'm the nigga." Like, let it be.
Okay.
Just let him have his name.
I'll finish with this to the brother. What is this? To humble.
And then pass the mic back to Yara, please.
Okay, humble. Are you humble?
Brother, just make your point. Goddamn.
Humble, are you there?
Just yes, go ahead. Sir. I'm here.
All right, peace, brother. Y'all hold up. So humble. What do we do with sisters that came on earlier? How do we, when we trying to learn, when she tells us millions, all this pseudo stuff about millions of blacks on the we just supposed to accept that? How do we combat that?
What do you mean? What millions of blacks?
She told us it was millions of black people. That sister that was talking before in the
Bro, pass the mic,
we
brother.
didn't even get to that part though.
Just pass the mic, brother.
We're at that part. Me asking you, humble. I'm not talking to them.
Brother, pass the mic.
I yield my time, y'all. I yield my time.
Hey, this is the thing, Rakufu.
So that's why we our people.
I don't want you to leave, Rakufu, my friend. You're on point, but you gotta let people. I know what you're saying, but we gotta let Yara was talking. I thought.
Yeah, I was, but he didn't want to. I mean, he wanted to get his point out. So.
And that's fine, but I don't want to get off track. So hold your thought. Don't leave, Rakufu, but let's let Yara get back on. I'm just kind of co-hosting. Go ahead and say what you need to say about what Humble said or whatever, Yara, and then let's pass the mic. Thanks.
Yeah, I want to say it's an interesting conversation. Actually, a really good conversation and panel tonight. DJ Genesis and you, System, the part y'all got going tonight. I wanted to say that I think we really have to actually look at it. I know we like to, we do like our internet research and we like to read the blurbs and everything, but we really have to look at this black slavery ownership thing. Sister DJ Genesis, and I see somebody in the chat actually touched on it when they start to begin to talk about Anthony Johnson. I did a paper on that in my first year in law school. And one of the things about Anthony Johnson is if you read his story, he was a indentured servant, right? They didn't really have they had like voluntary servitude. That's how they listed slaves when they came over, if you really want to know. So they would work for a number of years, then you could actually buy your freedom. And that was sort of how it kind of worked. What happened is that when Anthony Johnson, who was from the Congo, bought his freedom from slavery, he actually purchased slaves. He had quite a few of them. I think he had maybe close to 100 slaves, and he was known for being very brutal to those slaves. Everybody knew that, right? This is documented history. You can research it if you actually do the deep dive on Anthony Johnson. What happened was one of his slaves escaped, right? One of his slaves escaped and he ran into a white slave owner. The white slave owner, I forgot his name, Colonel something, took him in and wouldn't return him. And he said, look, he's on my plantation. Now he's working for me and everything's good. And the slave that escaped wanted to be there with the white servant because Anthony Johnson, the black slave owner, was so brutal. So Anthony Johnson, what he did was, I think the case is called case, so Sister DJ Genesis mentioned it. Y'all actually need to read that case, like in 1655. What he did was he took the white slave owner to court and said, listen, this guy has my slave. He's still indentured to me and he owes me. What happened after that is where shadow slavery begins in this country because the white judge sided with the black slave owner and labeled him as his property.
Goddamn.
And when he labeled him as his property, this is where indentures, so this is where shadow slavery actually began in this country. Now, when you fast forward, there were slaves, still black slave owners, right? Two things happened. You had black slaves that was marrying white women. These white women and these black and these black slave owners were making money. People didn't like that. Why? Because where the black man couldn't go, the white woman can go and bring that property back to the house. The second thing was that I think the brother Mulatto mentioned it, and Sister Napadi too, that that were black slave owners, people who had obtained their freedom, were going after and looking for their family members that were separated and paying for their freedom, or by purchasing them as slaves and bringing them back to their homes, right? But they still, as Sister Napadi said, they still were considered slave masters or slave owners, even though they were buying their family and friends back, right? Fast forward after that, and I'm summarizing it. Fast forward after that, when you get to the 13th Amendment, they outlawed blacks being able to own property, which included slaves. So blacks could no longer purchase slaves because of the 13th Amendment, because they were considered property. And so what happens is, and I'm finna land about 1655, something like that.
And Yara, stay with me when you land because I want to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Okay. And so what happened? So once whenever the 13th Amendment was ratified, blacks could no longer own property in this country. That means you could have no more black slave owners. And so when the brother kept asking Mulatto, how come we don't see black slave owners and nobody knows? Because it was outlawed in the 13th Amendment. So nobody going that far back would have a black slave owner being a black slave master who was black.
Okay, y'all right now.
That's why you wouldn't see that historically. So,
and after he goes, I want to respond to you.
So my thing, my question.
Listen, I'm sorry, I'm with Alice. I have to because there's like 3 other people waiting in the background. So I just had to drop you down real quick. And we have a new member on the stage. So his name is the Algorithm Unfiltered. So welcome to the stage. So.
All right, can I finish with him?
Please go ahead, Rakufu. It's your time.
So Yara, only pushback, and I don't have nothing on what you said, but when you came from this, that's why I asked what time, because from the chat it says that the family, the Ellison family, he followed the Johnson mentality. He wanted to dog and humiliate his people. He would do the slave system, and he supported the Confederation. And it says known historically as the Ellison family of South Carolina. By the 1840s, Ellison owned 50 to 60 enslaved black people. So it even had it up to 1840.
Yeah, that's well. I don't.
Right.
Well, when you say 1840, you got to look when the 13th Amendment was ratified.
When was it?
It might have been. It might have been around that time.
Yeah.
Just all you we can go from that.
Ask when the Constitution was amended, had the 13th Amendment added.
Yeah.
That's what you can Google.
Yeah,
I will. But my point would be that we had a family called the Ellisons who supported the Confederate.
I agree with you, Rakufu, though, because what we know historically is a lot of those black slave owners. Yeah. A lot of those black slave owners were very hostile and were very brutal to the black slaves that they own.
Go
And
ahead.
please
Yeah,
let me in after whoever's next. Please let me
yeah,
in.
we know that. Not all of them like that, but the percentage was small because like I said, the 13th Amendment kind of shut it all down. I think somebody just posted it
Can I,
like when it ended or something like that.
can I respond to what the brother just said?
Peace. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was in here, man. Peace to everybody. Shalom.
What's up?
Shalom.
Can I respond to what the brother said about the Johnson case, about Johnson suing Parker?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah. That's his name. That's
you
his
can
name.
respond to that, and then the next person's algorithm
okay.
filter.
So the court case is not how the brother presented it. There is no historical record about Johnson being a harsh slave owner at all. The reason why Kaser, right, and Johnson went to court, right, was because Kaser felt as though he had served his time on Johnson's plantation. It had nothing to do with him from running away from being harsh and beaten or anything like that. This was a legal matter, dealing with the slave thinking that he served his time and Johnson thinking that he had him for a lifetime of a servant. That's what that dispute was about. It had nothing to do with Johnson
Well,
being a
actually, you have to read the court
slave
case,
owner.
sir, because he actually
I just wanted
testified
to
that
put that out there. I land
you
my
have to
plane.
actually read the court case because it is still on record, and he testified that he would not let him go. That's why he ran away. He would not let him go past his time of indentured servitude, and he was brutally beating him. You have
But
to read
brother,
the court case.
but one thing that you omitted.
The algorithm filter is next. Go ahead.
Oh damn. Well, I called the spot in the line, so can I
There's
go
an
after
order.
him?
I didn't know there was order. All right, but that's good. There should be order.
Yeah, let me go after him then. Go ahead, brother.
All right, you guys. We like to sit here and tell each other that we didn't come from Africa and all this
Can
other
you
stuff.
speak
And
up a little
all
bit? It's hard to hear you.
can
We
you
hear
guys
you,
hear me
bro.
now?
We hear you, bro. Go ahead.
All right, so we like to say that we're we're indigenous to this particular land here that's now considered the United States of America. When we all do come from Africa, we got here various ways, but also understand that the Caribbeans was a depot. So they had people coming from, they had them picking up people for the Caribbean, such as Haiti and all the other Caribbean locations, and dropping them off to New Orleans. Proof of that is what New Orleans stands for right now, pretty much the Creole people. And then you also had
No.
some slave ships. You also had some slave ships. Don't say no. Do research before you say
It's all
no.
right, brother.
Like,
Let him
'cause at
land
the
his
end
plane.
of the day, it's best to do research before you do that. Now, what ends up happening is we got here plenty of ways. Now, what you guys are speaking of when you say that you're indigenous to this particular land is the Berlin Land Bridge. Literally, the Berlin Land Bridge that connected Siberia, Asia, and Alaska, and which was exposed when it was a low sea level. That was during the last ice age. That's what you guys are referring to when people migrated here and they used the Rocky Mountains to actually get towards here. Those are the indigenous people that you're speaking of. But once they started bringing slaves down here, it was a mixture of all people. So you had people probably who considered themselves here from chattel slavery that was ported from actually the Caribbeans to come over here to do farming. Now those people currently, of course, was separated through slavery to various states, and it became what it was. Because let's not forget, Haiti was the first place that got their freedom, and from that particular point, it made them sell the Louisiana Purchase because of that, because they didn't have no money to actually afford it. So they sold it on pennies of the dollars. So we like to separate ourselves, which we shouldn't. History repeats itself. The only time a movement literally works is when everybody comes together. Hence the feminist movement. When it was just a white woman, what ended up happening is now it's all women. Hence the LBG community. When it was just them focusing on one particular letter, now it's all the letters. So when you come together, that's when you become powerful. But when you want to sit here and separate yourself from this land and that particular land, you're going to continue to go through the same thing past people have went through. So if you want to have a real movement, you're going to have to connect and stop separating.
Great commentary. And
Yes,
yes, the war
brother,
tied to Hades and
brother,
Napoleon,
you
why the
jumping that
European
line, bro.
War is
Please.
the
After
main
Prime
reason he
Mulatto,
stole
I'm
the
next.
Louisiana territory.
And brother, with all due respect, one thing that has been omitted about Anthony Johnson was Angolan. He was not Black American. And since we have new guests on the panel, I'm gonna ask the new guests on the panel the same exact question that I received a note to. Of the Black Americans on the panel, were any of your families owned by Black Americans and forced to engage in forced, uncompensated labor? Any of you?
This is
No.
G. This is G. I'm new to the panel. I'm gonna say, as far as I know, in the history that I've been doing in my family, I can't find any traces of any of my family being owned by Black Americans.
Yes, sir. None of us can, but we
So,
are being.
G, go
All right, go
ahead.
ahead, brother.
What the rest of your point is? What
Oh,
you
me? I can talk?
Yes, you can. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Queen. As far as slavery, this is my 2 cents. I'm not against what anybody's saying because everybody has their view, their opinions, their facts. Everybody got their own references. So, as far as me, because I claim, being Semitic, I claim to be a Hebrew. So, when the Europeans went to Africa, they seen that there was two almost the same color of people enslaving each other. So they didn't know the difference. So that's how they grabbed everybody, including Muslims, everything. They brought everything over here, Christopher Columbus and them. So the thing is, Nubians had Hebrews in captivity. So when the Hebrews ended up being spread all over the world, according to the scriptures, because we got it's not just the Bible. There's many other records about this. They say that the so-called Negro, the Latinos, and the Native Indians, they all Semitic. And when you're called a Semite, that means you either Hebrew or you an Arab. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand the 5%ers, a nation of Islam, they have their own ways, their own thoughts. But as you notice, we trying to stick together. We want to be together because we're family. We have the same bloodline. The only difference is the so-called Negro, right? The so-called Negro is Judah, the leader of the northern kingdom. They're the ones who are the rulers of the world. That's why they killed the firstborn. That's why they mess up our history. That's why they mess up our books. They burned our books because they don't want us to know who we are. It's not about like black, because if it was just black, then we would be confused because there's Spanish blacks, there's Arab blacks, there's Nubian black, there's Hebrew black, there's it's all types. So we would be confused, and we're fighting the wrong battle in reality, because we can say we all together and we all people, but if we don't know the difference between who we are, we always gonna be in the mental captivity besides being in the physical captivity. Much love to all y'all, every
Let
single
me
one of
ask
y'all.
you a
Thank you. Peace,
question
peace,
real quick before you
peace,
go.
fam,
Hold on.
peace.
Hold on.
I'm not going
What do you
anywhere,
think?
dog. I'm not going anywhere,
What?
man.
Okay. What is your name?
My name is Ismail.
Ishmael. So
Yeah.
what is your what do you when you hear about the transatlantic slave trade?
Yeah, of course.
Do you believe that the people who are the descendants of those people who were taken and put into slavery, do you believe, or is it your position that those people deserve justice and reparation?
Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody, the Japanese, the Chinese,
The
the
Japanese? No, no,
yeah,
no.
everybody
Hit the
that
brakes.
that.
I'm not talking about Japanese and Chinese.
Okay, you
Talking
talking
about the
about us?
trans.
You talking
I'm
about
talking
us?
about the no. I'm talking about the transatlantic
Yeah,
African slave
yeah.
trade.
But see, this is the thing. This is that's my point, ma'am. If you mind, just let me just. I'm gonna get to that point. Just give me 1 second. That's my point. That you know, um, being being from Africa is a great point. We came from Africa, that's right. But that doesn't mean we're Africans. That doesn't mean, you know. Hold on one second, ma'am. Hold on one second.
No, you hold on a second because I want to show somebody something how the mic did. You see what y'all did? See what y'all did?
Yeah.
Look what y'all did.
If
Go
you
ahead,
in cap-
finish up.
If you in captivity in Africa for 300, 400 years, that doesn't make you African.
No, I'm talking about the transatlantic. It's
Now
amazing how the world.
let's get
It's
to the
amazing how the
transatlantic.
world.
Now let's get
It's
back to that
amazing
topic.
how the whole world, even our own people,
Yes,
do not
Queen.
want to focus on what
Yes,
happened to
Queen.
us.
Yes, Queen. They deserve reparation. They deserve to get paid. They deserve everything. They deserve kingdoms. They deserve everything, all the royalties, especially Judah. Especially Judah.
No. Why are you talking about China then? Wait, let me
I'm not
get this
talking
out.
about the
Then
only
why
reason
did
why.
you go into saying China and Japan when I talked about the transatlantic?
Okay.
Just say
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. The reason why I did that was because everyone who was a slave, no matter who it is, deserves
Wrong.
reparation.
See, that's
Deserves
why I keep on
reparation.
coming in. No, that's a lie. Guess why? Because you're in America.
Yes.
You're enjoying everything in the West because of African slavery, not because of Chinese and
I
Korean and
understand.
what happened in the
I was talking about general. I was talking about general.
Sir.
You're
I'm talking about
misquoting.
reality. We need to
Okay.
start beating. We got to get this. See, this is
Okay.
the problem.
All right.
Sir. Let me say this. It's not even your fault, really. Like we said about IShowSpeed, acting like this is IShowSpeed's fault that he was getting treated like that in those European places. This man and everybody else in the world wants to talk about everybody else.
Was
back
that
in the
my
Balkans,
answer? My
the
answer about
Balkans.
reparation?
Hey.
I agree.
They want to
I
talk about
agree.
it. They want to talk about it.
All right.
That's right.
Can you continue?
Can I just make one statement?
Of course.
No, you can't. I'm trying to get this out. I'm trying to get this out. Do you see
I want
the
to say
trigger?
something, but you're
No,
misinterpreting me.
listen.
You're misinterpreting
I'm
me.
not misinterpreting
Why
you.
DJ
You're
won't mute him though?
You're
You're
an
simping me out.
NPC, bro. Hey, bro, you're an
You simping me
NPC.
out, sister.
Why you won't
No,
mute
I'm
him
not
though,
simping
DJ
you out.
Genesis?
I'm not simping you out.
That's
You
not
had a
Genesis,
minute.
that's the
You simping me
What the
out. You
hell?
simping me
Hey.
out. You simping me out. It's cool though. Go ahead,
Okay,
man.
are you
Go
finished?
ahead.
Are you
Yeah.
finished? Okay.
I'm
No,
not
I didn't
finished.
simp
I'm
you
not
out.
finished, but
You
it's
had the
okay. Go
mic.
ahead.
You had the mic. You had the mic. Y no
You
tiene
asked me
vergüenza.
why I talked about China. I
DJ,
was
why
about
you
to
won't
answer
mute
you.
him though?
español?
Why you keep
¿Entiendes
saying
español?
Genesis' name?
¿Entiendes español? Por favor, cállate. Tan
DJ,
callado.
mute him.
That's
Okay,
fucked
this
up.
is the thing. Everybody.
Mulehead, Mr.
We're fighting
Mulehead.
over
That's crazy,
Abo.
bro.
We got
She
people
lost
coming
it.
in. We got people coming in saying
You said,
millions of us were
why you
here.
talking about China?
Hey,
You didn't even
Genesis,
let me
why don't
finish.
you mute him? Why don't you mute? You want to kick the brother that's
No.
off.
Hold on. I didn't. I thought that was Naphtali.
No. I know who this guy is. I know who
I
this
am
guy is.
Naphtali. I am.
Hey, Genesis, you know what's crazy?
No, I've been playing. I've been thinking.
I don't care. Look, Genesis, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
Stop, Nabal.
I'm fighting for the mic from this guy, and you want to kick off the FBA dude.
Stop. I thought the entire time that the person.
I heard that.
G, stop. I thought it was G talking, and it was this. I thought it was Naphtali that was in the back. That's why I didn't even know who to mute. I didn't even know who to mute.
Fine, whatever. This dude is triggered. I got you. Okay.
Naphtali, our friend that's a Hebrew Israelite. I
got you.
Thank you, Queen.
I got you.
So what
But
happened-
guess what?
So
Oh my
that's
God,
not
this
what
is a
happened.
lot. Hey, check it out. You know what the scriptures say? We battle with principalities. When I start getting the realism about the self-hate and hating Africa and the slave trade, it went wild. It went wild.
Right.
And you can say, oh, because no, you know what the problem is? I'm gonna say it again. China didn't build America. China, Japan, Russia, the Balkans, the Turks, I don't care about that slavery back then. African slaves built this country. Okay? African slaves. I want to hear about the Israelites and we were enslaved and the curses, Deuteronomy. Black people that got on boats and died on the way here from Africa built this country, and this country is what it is because of African slaves. But we cannot even get our own people to shut up and let us get what we need. They love it. Oh, I'm not black now. Oh, I'm Indian. Oh, I'm FBA.
mulatto.
Guess what?
All
We're
that
not
shit
getting.
made up.
Look at all the Jews. Hey, let me tell you something. You think Jews don't have infighting? But I bet you that you cannot sit on the internet and call a Jewish woman a Jew, bitch, and nobody does anything about it. But you could do it to a black woman. I bet you cannot go around as a Jewish young man and call yourself, oh, I want to get in the Holocaust, or put me in the gas chambers, and they'll just laugh and make you a star. But you could do it as a black man. IShowSpeed. IShowSpeed talking about, oh, Massa, I'm tired, when he's playing video games. Massa, please let me pick some more cotton. Massa, I don't want to pick cotton. Oh, that's great. Let's make him a star. That's because of us, you see? So we got this brother. I know who you are, Naphtali. I know who you are. You got your channel. You're a Israelite. Great. Perfect. But guess what? I don't want to hear about Japan. I don't want to hear about the Israelites. I want to hear about Judah. You can't rock me to sleep like that one lady. I forgot her name. The one who does the blue eye, green eye, brown eye shit. Hey, we deserve to get what we deserve as African progeny of African slaves.
Fact.
We deserve to be people tiptoe around us. We shouldn't even have, you know what? If we were really on point, there wouldn't even be a FBA or ABOs. We would shut that shit down so fast, burn that shit down. And I have Native American heritage. We would burn that shit down. You know why? Because Africans were murdered, fucking worked to death over here. And there's money made off of our blood. Right. But you Negroes want to, I ain't no slave. Well, I am. Give me my tens. Give me my fucking tens. I'm tired of you guys. I'm triggered because you sit here and you talk, and I'll sit here and be nice. But when I have a Latino coming up here, I know you're a Mexicano. That's all good, bro. But don't come in here talking about the Judah and the Tolkiens and the Hobbits and the wizards, bro. We came from Africa on slave ships for hundreds of years, centuries, 500 years. And then we had to do Jim Crow. Stop this bullshit about I'm FBA, I'm ABO. Can we get our fucking reparations? Can we get people tip? Hey, I'm a park, and I feel like leaving because I'm so angry. Can we forget about money? Can we forget about money? I'm standing up. Let me say this. Can we get some fucking respect? Hey, can we get the world to fucking tiptoe around us like they tiptoe around the Jews? No, because niggas don't care. Because niggas don't care about shit.
Fact.
You just want to be something
niggas
else.
don't got
You want to
sense.
be
That's why they
something
don't
else.
need that money. That'd be the worst
Niggas
thing
make
in
me
the world to do.
What it is,
Can't give these
real
niggas
quick,
no money.
Humble. I just want to
what
make
it is
one
is that
question to Humble and get out of here.
reparation-
Is there any
reparation
African
is
Americans who
getting
went through
something
slavery
actually back.
living today
No,
can trace their people's
we're all
lineage back
African,
to a slave
regardless of how you
plantation
wanna look
owned
at it.
by black
We're all
African Americans?
African.
Is what
Some of us
that
got
brother
here
Mulatto had
Hey,
asked.
one
And the
mic.
short answer of
One
that,
mic.
because they know they hear me talking and they just
One
talking.
mic though, but okay, we're Kufu, but they can't hear you if somebody else talking though.
I know.
You
So
asked
who is
me
that
if you
talking?
speaking, and you continue to no, because I was speaking before you spoke, and what ended up happening
Okay,
is
just say it, brother. You speaking now.
She's 100% right. We're all African. We went through slavery together. The problem is because they got this thing called reparation, we want separation so you can get more of the pie. That's the only reason why they created these FBA groups and not
That's a
trying
fact.
to be connected. That's the
That's
only
a
damn
fact.
reason
That's a
why.
fact. That's a
Really,
fact.
and you know what's crazy to me? It is sad. It is sad that
fact.
something came out with a Asian hate bill, but you don't hear the Asians saying, "Well, you're not Chinese, and
Right.
you're not from this place. You're not from this place."
Yeah, that's a
Unity. That's
fact.
the only way it works. We all come from Africa, and I can put my last dollar on it right now. If you took a DNA test, it'll show that your fucking roots came from Africa. I recently
That's a
took
fact.
one.
That's
For
a
the
fact.
first
Niggas need to get mad again. You
That's
niggas
real.
are all weak and asleep. Get angry off this shit.
And
Talking
look,
about
that's why.
roots isn't
Look,
real.
that's the
You
reason.
need to watch Roots. You
Look,
need to
that's
see
why I
what the
brought
hell
Roots up.
happened
That's
to
why I
us.
brought it up.
All right,
Get
somebody
mad,
land their
get
plane
mad,
so the
get
next
Let me say
person
crazy.
can
this,
You
go.
want to
Nepal. Let me
crash
say
out on
one
the
thing.
internet? Shut up and them always talking
Let me-
about
let-
making fun of slavery. Shut up that
Hey, let me just say this
exactly
to
what
Humble.
it is.
Oh, hey,
Because,
Humble.
because right now,
Come on, brother. Can I
I
speak,
literally
brother?
took one up recently, and when I checked my DNA, It told me that I was 90. What was it? 90. I was 90. I was 99 point. I was 99.6% African. That's what it
Beautiful.
told me. That's
Beautiful.
what it
Hey,
told
listen,
me.
let me ask you, Humble. Is there, remember when
Beautiful
Mulatto
said
came up here
beautiful.
and Mulatto told us, can we trace one back? Okay, so it says, is there any African Americans who went through slavery living today that can trace their people's lineage back to a slave plantation owned by Black African Americans? Short answer, yes, but it is extremely rare. So that's why we all probably don't know, but it's extremely rare.
No, brother, that's not what I asked. What I said was your family owned and forced to do labor by Black American slave owners? And I also asked everyone else on the panel, and everyone said no, respectfully.
Okay, well, if everyone said no, because it's extremely rare, is what I'm
Can you
saying.
trace that they wasn't? Can you trace that they wasn't?
But
Can
why
you
are you
trace?
asking that
Hold on, let
question
me
though?
respond to the second brother. Let me respond. He said, "Can we trace that we wasn't?" You're proving my point. That means we have no evidence that our own ancestors were forced to do labor for Black American slave owners.
The,
Are
the
That's
you
my
an
evidence.
point.
Abo?
The
Are
evidence
you
is
an
the
My
Abo?
best
point still
you do
stands.
right now. The
Are you an
evidence
And can
Abo?
I ask y'all, why does that make y'all
right
mad
now.
that y'all
That's
think?
the evidence.
Hold on, brother, please. Let's have some decorum. Why does it make y'all mad that your families was not enslaved by Black Americans?
No,
Why does
because
it
you're
make y'all
trying
mad
to
when I say that?
because your question is
Uh-huh.
misleading because you're trying to make a statement by asking that question. Are you an Abo?
No, I'm a mulatto. You see my name, but
No,
to
no,
answer
I'm
your question
asking you
directly,
what is your ideology?
brother.
What? Yo, you bugging.
My
No, I'm
brother. Let's have
asking
an
what
Spoke
his
to
open conversation.
ideology
mulatto.
Hold on,
is
hold on. Let me dialogue with the
because
brother. Hold on,
that's the
brother. I'm a
stem of
dialogue with you.
that's the basis of his
But let's
question.
have a dialogue, brother.
Go
How am
ahead,
I
Yawa
misleading
and
you?
Mulatto.
How am I
No, hold on, hold
misleading
on,
you?
hold on, hold on. I'm listening
Hold
to what
on,
he's
brother.
saying.
Please do not interrupt this. I'm talking to the brother directly, peacefully. How am I misleading you by acknowledging that your ancestors were not owned by Black American slave owners?
Okay, great. I'm asking you the
Yes.
reasoning, your ideology behind your questioning is what's misleading because you're not asking it because you want an answer. You're asking it because you have an ideal you want to push.
But brother, you're
That's why your
speculating.
question is misleading. No, I'm
With all
not.
due respect, you're speculating.
I'm not speculating. So
You're
when I asked
speculating
you what
about
is
my
your
motivation, brother. With all due respect.
I'm not speculating because I just asked you what your
Exactly.
motivation was. I just asked you.
Exactly.
So
My
that's
motivation.
not
Let's have
speculating.
a dialogue, brother. My
Right.
motivation is to bring clarity that no one on the panel's families were owned by Black American slave owners and forced to do labor. That's my
That's the
motivation to bring
dumbest
forth
way
No,
the
to.
that's
truth.
not what. Oh, no, that's not
That's
what.
the
No,
dumbest
see,
way to come up
hold
with an
on, hold
answer.
on, hold on, hold on, Rakufu. That's not what motivation is, brother.
That
I
ain't
don't know
me
who you
talking.
think
I'm
you're talking
quiet. My
to.
mic muted.
Okay,
That is my
somebody
motivation,
talking.
brother. To bring
That's
forth
not
the
your
truth.
motivation. No, your
Now
motivation.
you
See,
gonna
your
tell me what my
motivation is
motivation is?
because I'm telling you what motivation is. Motivation leads you
Uh-huh.
to something.
Exactly. It
So
leads
that
us to the truth
question.
that I'm trying
So
to have a
hold on.
dialogue with you.
Hold on,
It
brother. You want a
leads us
dialogue,
to the
right?
truth
Hold on,
that
brother. You want a
our own.
dialogue, right? You want a
All right, you
dialogue,
go
right?
first. Go ahead,
Your
brother.
question is leading to something. That's
Exactly.
in court. Hold on,
It
in
leads
court,
you. Let me tell
right?
you what it
No, in
leads you to.
court. Hold on, brother.
Let
Hold
me
on.
lead. Let me
In
tell
a
you what it's.
court. Hold on, brother. In a court of why y'all muting mics? In court.
Go ahead, brother.
What are y'all doing? Are
Yeah, I
y'all
don't know what
sitting?
DJ Genesis is doing, but go ahead,
I don't
brother.
know what y'all doing. doing. No, No, but but you, you, because y'all are just going back and but you, but okay, y'all are both talking. but you
Yeah,
can't
she's the
mute
worst
two mics.
moderator. She's the.
Can you play a video?
So
I'm gonna tell you
no,
what
it's
Mulatto's
just muting
doing.
mics.
I'm gonna tell you what
So
Mulatto's doing whenever I get a
all I'm
chance.
asking
I'll
is
tell you what
that
Mulatto's doing.
in a court of law, that's a leading question, right? Which would not be allowed, right, in a court of law. So when we're dialoguing, when I'm saying it's misleading because it's a leading question, because that's not your end all to be all when you ask that question. That's
And
not
you're,
just what you want to
but
know.
brother, you're
There's a
speculating.
reason. There's a reason why you want that question answered.
Exactly.
What is
So
that
what?
reason?
All right, I'm gonna answer your question. If you answer mine, I'll answer yours first. Now, and I said it before. I'm gonna repeat what I said verbatim. The reason I asked that question is to bring clarity to the listeners that no one on the panel's family was enslaved by Black American slave owners and forced to do labor. Now, can I ask you a
Prove
question in
you wrong,
response?
mulatto. I'm
No,
gonna
I
prove.
want you to. No, I know you know.
Oh,
Now
I
it's
can't
your
ask your
turn.
question in response?
No, it's your turn. No. That's your response.
Exactly. I
To
answered the question.
that's your
Who's
response,
sharing the
right?
Uh-huh.
screen? Who's sharing the screen?
I
Well,
don't know
hold on,
what they
brother.
doing up
Before we
here,
get to
bro.
that part,
It's
I'm
complete
brother,
gonna
chaos.
prove
I know
you
that.
wrong,
the
mulatto. When
point
I
is
get,
this.
I'm gonna prove you
Yeah,
wrong.
you could. I'm gonna pass the mic right to you. The point is, and my point still stands. Of all the panelists today and on yesterday's stream that I asked the same question to, none of our families was owned by Black American slave owners and forced to do forced labor. That's my
So
point.
why are you asking that question?
And I said it more than once to bring clarity to the
You can't.
listeners.
But we already
All right,
we're clear
goddamn.
about what your question is. So you're not
No,
bringing
no,
clarity
no,
to that
no,
question.
no.
We're
I'm
clear
bringing
about that.
clarity. No, you're clear on my question. You're unclear on my motivation. My motivation is to bring clarity about the truth of who actually owned our ancestors, and it was not Black Americans.
That's
Okay.
right.
So if you say
All right,
if you hold
but
on, when you
let
say
me
it
say
wasn't
this.
black, if you say it
Did
wasn't
you
Hold on,
black
get it
everyone
yet?
else
Americans,
understood
Did
me,
you get it
brother.
yet, bro?
So pass the mic,
listen. If you say it wasn't black
brother.
Americans,
Everyone else understood me. Pass the mic
but we
respectfully.
understand what you're saying, but you're not giving what. That's still a misleading question because when
All
I
right.
asked you about your ideology,
Where are your people
that's the
from,
question
bro?
I'm asking you. What is your ideology?
Debunk them. Let me go ahead and debunk
Huh?
them. I can debunk them real quick. I can actually debunk him because
What
what
we
he
talking?
the thing
If I may, I've been sitting here listening for a while. Hold on 1 second.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I want to outline a logical fallacy, right? A logical fallacy described is closely related to argument from ignorance. So what's happening right here is that he's saying that, okay, do you know anyone personally that has roots or that knows this XYZ? It claims something is true because it hasn't been proven false or vice versa. It also overlaps with the absence of evidence, fallacy, or argument from silence, asserting a claim's falsehood due to lack of personal testimony or evidence. Essentially, it is flawed. It's a flawed belief that if no one speaks up about an experience, it must have not happened. Ignoring that silence is lack or of proof isn't proof of absence, particularly for hidden or it's subjective. So what's happening is this panmelodicism has continues to bring a logical fallacy argument to the thing and then double down on his logical fallacy argument. And that's the issue that I wanted to like just bring up is that this is a logical fallacy. And humble, go ahead and say what you have
That
to say.
was
Well, just
that was genius, Sister DJ Genesis, because
Okay.
that's exactly right.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Okay. So what I wanted to.
You're
yeah, let the
bugging.
other brother go because y'all
Okay.
cooked.
So
I
what
got
I
you on the
wanted
headlock.
to ask.
Go
So
ahead.
what I
Go ahead,
wanted
humble.
to ask between the brothers that are having a conversation is, what is y'all actual contention? Like, what are y'all arguing over? What stances are y'all holding? I'm not
He's
getting
Yes.
a
saying,
clear picture from
he's
either
saying
stance.
what Mulatto is saying is that because we don't have the physical proof right now, it doesn't exist. Pretty much, it didn't happen. Now
No, brother. That's not what I'm
I'm
saying. What
gonna
I'm
use
saying is,
no. I'm gonna
well, just
use.
tell
I'm
him your
gonna
stance and not tell him mine, brother. It's all right.
okay. This is what Mulatto is doing, you guys. It's as if
Tell him your stance. I'll tell him
right.
mine. It's all right.
It's as if I came up to you, right? And I say, look, there's no fishes in the sea. And I give you a cup and you scoop it up and say, and you scoop a cup of water up and you say, you see, there's no fishes. No, it's a small sample size.
And now
Literally,
let me
you
respond to the
have
brother.
evidence
Oh, my
doesn't
bad.
mean
Go
the
ahead.
evidence isn't gonna be there. But you good, go ahead.
Yes, and watch how brief my response is to the brother from Maryland. Much love to you, much respect. Literally, what I'm saying, and I said it multiple different times, it's a simple concept. If none of our families were owned by Black American slave owners and forced to do labor, we cannot verify that there were Black American slave masters that engaged in chattel slavery. Very simple concept.
That's a logical fallacy. That's what I tried to
He
explain.
don't get it,
That's
Sister
a logical
DJ.
fallacy, bro.
Yeah, he
You're
don't
And
get it,
DJ
Sister
Genesis,
DJ.
watch this,
out of
watch
all
this.
the people here,
All right.
out of all the people here, no one can say that their families were born of chattel slavery from a black slave owner. That it
Exactly.
never existed. That's a
No,
logical.
that's not what I said. No,
That's a logical
I get
fallacy.
but
Okay.
that's not what
I
I
get what
said
he's
though.
saying. You remember
Thank you.
when they had the Asian hate bill, and they were saying basically that black people are treating Asians a certain way, and they
Yes, I
showed
do.
one video to say that black people are doing this. That's exactly what he's kind of saying. Like, there's only one instance that you're proving, but it's not like it was a bunch of number of us actually enslaving our people and purchasing our people
That's
like that.
right.
To make it to the
That's right.
truth. You're only showing
Exactly.
one instance.
And I'm not even
One
saying they got
one
one instance.
incident
I'm
makes
saying
it
they got
true.
none.
This is the
Can I
beginning.
bring some clarity to what's
So
going on in the panel right now?
please do, please do.
All right. There's how many on the panel? About 10 of us?
Yep.
All right. I'm a delineationist and I'm full blood American. FBA. Pamelato, him and I are not the same people jumping in on the same time. That is a myth. But this is what the panel loves to do. Say that we're the same people. All right?
Wow. Why
Um,
though?
I
We
don't, because
brainwashed.
it's
Where's
part
the
of
image
the
Don't
from?
get lost on
illusion.
that
It's part,
tangent
they
though.
love to, the panel loves to play like that on a Pan-African level.
Check your
So
To
can
DNA.
just,
I
I'm sure
interject
you have-
really fast? Can I interject really fast and make because maybe I could bring some clarity that I think a lot of people are missing, right?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
There was a group of people who we could put in a group that comes from a continent, right? By these other people, right? These pale people, right? And then on the whole other side of the globe, right? There's more pale people doing other messed up stuff to these whole other type of people, right? One point in history, these two people meet, right? In non-favorable circumstances, might I add, right? Which we will call the indigenous America or the indigenous people here and the Africans that came over, right? Isn't it or shouldn't it be, right? Shouldn't it be obvious that if these two melanated groups had interaction and then they had offspring, right? And we're looking for the remnants of the originators of who we claim to be, wouldn't we be the offspring of those two people? Like, why are we forgetting that? Why are we acting like the European person didn't fuck up the indigenous people over here and the African over there, and they met and then they interbreeded, and then now we are the offspring of them? So why does it matter who say they FBA or who say they African? We are all, in a sense, indigenous African. If any of us take a DNA test, we're going to have traces of African in our system, whether primarily West African, right? And we're going to have
Not
traces
true.
of Native American in our skin, in our DNA,
Not true.
right? And we're
Not
also
true.
going to have traces of European.
But let's not get lost on that tangent because I'm not even going to
them
dispute what
test
you
is
just
wrong.
said. I won't dispute what the brother just said, but my point is, and DJ Genesis, respectfully, you attempted to mischaracterize what I said. I never said that there were zero Black American slave owners. What I said was we have no way to verify this because none of our families were owned by Black American slave owners and forced to do labor. And that point still
None of
stands. There's
our
no way around
families
it.
out of 10 people, because of that, you're saying that they couldn't have happened? What is the what is
No,
the
no, not just out of us 10. I'm saying you don't know anyone whose family was owned by Black
okay,
Americans.
so bottom line is just because I
Uh-huh.
don't even know who enslaved my family, whether they're white, black, whatever. I don't even know who it was. So
So
I'm
you're
saying,
want to
proving
know
my
what's
point.
your point? What's your
so
point?
Exactly. My point
here's
is,
so hold on. Here's the thing:
uh,
is that I mean, how many people even know who the exact slave owner, white, was the person that owned their family that knows that information?
Sis,
all
we
right,
can find that out.
exactly. It's on our
Even
family
JP
trees.
Morgan Bank
Yeah,
knows this. Come
But I'm
exactly. It's on
on.
our
Honestly.
family tree.
Stop
but
this.
no, you're saying that okay, raise your hand if you know exactly who enslaved you. Ain't nobody, everybody did not go through JP Morgan Bank to find out who enslaved them. So
No, I'll
when,
tell you what I'm saying,
but
sis. You don't have to mischaracterize me.
logical fallacy to say, okay, out of all y'all 10 people, who
Mhm.
knows whether or not you were enslaved by Johnson or Genesis, I just looked it up. It says Pendarvis, Holman, and Cullis families. You could look up the last names of the black slave own the black families that own slaves. You could actually look. They got like specific last names. You know what I mean?
Now, was any of y'all families owned by those blacks that he just named on the panel? Anyone?
Let's
Or
say
do y'all
no.
know
Let's say
anybody?
for the
Do
point of
y'all know
argument,
anybody
no.
that
No
was owned by
people
What
with
them?
them
is your
last names.
point?
I
What is your
actually know
point?
people
I'm
with the
asking.
last names
Do y'all know?
Collins.
Let's say
Pender,
none
you
of
know what
us
I'm
are.
saying?
Let's say
Those
none
are
of us
still
are.
European
What is
last
your
names,
point?
though.
They are. They are.
Exactly. Those are
A lot
European
of the
last
black
names.
slave owners was like mulattoes and shit like that.
Exactly. So one might get a time. That's my point. None
What
of
is
us
your
was owned
point?
by those families you just named. My point is, and it still stands, it is not verifiable that there were black American slave owners because none of our families was owned by black Americans, and
That's
we
a
don't know
ludicrous
anyone,
point. Let's move
and we
on.
No,
don't
they
know
are black,
anyone.
bro.
Allow me to
This guy
complete the sentence, so don't be
mulatto.
triggered.
You just sound
Don't be
mulatto. You
triggered.
just be saying shit. You could look it up. There
All right,
were
That's what
but
black
happened when
slave
you're mixed with a
owners.
all right,
mule
but
enough.
allow me
You
to complete the
say
sentence, though.
shit.
Don't be triggered. Don't be triggered. Allow me to complete the sentence. None of us, even the names this Caribbean Teva just named, none of our families was
Exactly.
owned by them. Respectfully, none of our
Bro,
families was owned by black
take
American
my
slave
glizzy
owners.
out your mouth, bro. You could say
Brother,
what you're
calm
saying without
down,
my
brother.
glizzy in
Don't
your
be
mouth.
triggered. Pull
You
your
gotta
skirt
come.
down, brother.
You got your
Pull your
tongue
skirt
is
down.
was used to speak in your mouth. You don't need my
All right, but pull
glizzy
your
in
See
your
your
skirt
mouth
down,
booty
to
brother.
cheeks
talk.
already.
Bitch ass
Pull your
nigga.
skirt down. But
Take your
the
Can I
tampon out, pussy.
and I'll land
can I
my
say
plane with
something?
this respectfully.
Well,
I'll
you
pass
guys,
the mic right to you.
what my bottom line is that if you're saying, if you are saying that
Yes.
because none of us can know this, that it can't be in
No, that's
existence.
not what I said. And if you didn't interrupt me,
You
you would know what I'm saying.
You just
What
said
I'm
that
saying.
none of
No,
us
I'm a.
will
No, I
say
tell
that
you what
what
I'm
you
saying.
say. That's not what you said, bro.
Genesis, didn't he
No, what
say
I said
just
was
because
it's
none
not
of us can trace
verifiable.
it didn't exist? Genesis, didn't you get that?
No, I said it's not verifiable.
He
It
means
is
it's not
verifiable.
verifiable
They
because we
have
don't know. It's verifiable. We just read to you the families that could verify it. So it's verifiable. So your point's insane.
Haven't we
Tell the
verified it?
babble.
Read the information based on the documents and everything like this. I actually and because he always wants to bring up the other live I did where I actually showed the actual records where it said that he actually owned slaves, several of them. So I'm trying to understand that you're saying it's not verifiable. They have documentation, they have documentaries about this. It's in Wikipedia. It's all throughout the internet where you can find this one slave owner, at least that one, and then you can find several other slave owners that were African or black or whatever.
I
So
get it.
Where's the
Mulattoes
TV
doesn't
show
claim
on
it.
surviving
Understandable.
Anthony Johnson?
The mulatto. Wait a minute. What did
Exactly.
you say, Anthony
no, I
Johnson?
can
What?
show the
There
documentary
ain't
on.
none. There won't
What
be
did you
none.
say, boss? Anthony Johnson? What?
Hey, can I ask why I'm the only one that get dropped? I ain't say nothing disrespectful.
Because you keep you'll keep talking over it and keep repeating. I'm like, bro.
He was talking over me.
No, I wanted to get my point out, and I know that if I start talking, you're gonna like just over talk me, and I'm not gonna like do that.
Oh, you're biased. I get it. It's all
Yeah, I
right.
am
Okay.
biased. This
You
her
feel how you
channel,
want
bro.
to.
You
Yeah, I
gotta
get it. I get it. I get it.
A mulatto, a mule cannot produce itself, so your thoughts are unproducible.
Somebody laugh at his joke. But back to the facts, though.
It ain't a
Just
joke.
as I
It's a
said,
fact. Go look up the word. Why would you name
brother, let me
yourself?
complete the
When
sentence,
I
brother.
mute you, here's another problem. When I mute you, you unmute yourself and keep talking over. And we have other people on the panel that have been waiting to speak. Shouts out to people that have been very, very G, who really have been. I thought that it was G speaking when it was Neptali speaking. So I mean, he's been sitting up here the whole time. Let G say something. What JG? What do you have to say?
All right, good night, everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. The conversation's been going on so long that I kind of forgot my original point. But I'm gonna touch on one thing. There was a brother on here earlier that was kind of explaining the difference between slavery in America, only 3% of us being here, and pretty much how we
That was me,
ended up,
sir.
I guess.
Yo, that's why the lady dropped it.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch on that. We have to take into account that slavery by these different powers look different. So like with the Portuguese, and I did actually did a paper on this, is my term paper in college, about the color line disappearing in Central and South America. So we know more slaves. Well, sorry, we know more Africans were taken to South America than any other place. Almost 5 million coming straight from Angola. So that's where we get capoeira and all these different practices from. But with the Portuguese, they were really, really, basically, they couldn't keep it in their pants. So they started, mixing with the natives. That's where we get the word mestizo from, right? That's a European and a native. Then they started messing with, obviously, by force, with the Africans. But they started doing it so much that the color line is pretty much broken. Yes, there's still a lot of African descendant people there, but it looks a lot different than in America. Same thing with we're looking at DR with Hispaniola with the Spanish. The Spanish, the way they did slavery, it was more so kind of like not to lighten it up, but it wasn't as harsh how the French was. We see in Haiti there was almost 700,000 enslaved in Haiti, but they were dying like this because of the weather. It was very, very harsh. It was very, very hot. And with the Spanish and DR, the slavery wasn't as harsh, and they kind of turned them into a lot of cattle herders, which a lot of people say the reason is for Haiti being the condition it in, fertile-wise, because they said they kind of over-tilled the land, with the slavery. So, like I said, I just want to point out that, it looked a lot different in America than it did in, the Caribbean, where the weather's a lot more harsh. That's all I had to say, because I pretty much forgot my points.
I would like to add
Good
on.
points.
I'm about to leave.
First and
Peace to the
foremost,
panel. Take care. Good night.
First and foremost, I like to say, please hit the like button, subscribe. This is Alchemizing Energy. Previously, the man in the high castle has bodied a lot of the panels, and I will continue to. I'm a FBA. I love this country, support our troops, all the whole nine. Now, getting back to Haiti and Dominican Republic, it is on the same island, Hispaniola. All right? And we're going to make something also clear. The Latin leagues, that's Portugal, France, Spain, Italy under the Roman Empire. They were the first Europeans to come over colonizing on this side of the world. So yes, Portugal got Brazil. France had more territory throughout this new world, even up to Canada. Spaniards, their thing was gold most of the time. So Caribbean, they went to South America as well. They went to Florida. They were already here. See, the indigenous population, though, were enslaved before Africans were brought over here. The one thing that the indigenous population here in this new world that the Europeans encountered, the Europeans encountered that the indigenous population didn't breed well under subjugation. So if you ever heard of the Arawak and the Tainos and the Caribs, all that stuff, these people were black. All right? And so even in the United States area, the landmass, these people were black. These are our indigenous ancestors. William and Mary College, which was built in the 1600s by slaves. It's not about African slaves, by slaves. We were already here. That's what people need to acknowledge first and foremost. The African slaves were brought over next and reintroduced or introduced to us. And this is where the story goes. Now, people have issues with saying, "Oh, there were no people with non-ether hair over
Can
here."
I say this?
That's
Is there
crap.
any proof of anything that he's saying, or is he just saying stuff?
You don't know about the Latin leagues?
Bro,
Portugal.
that's
Everybody
not what I'm
was.
Portugal,
talking about. You're
Spain,
saying
Italy.
you're saying the Arawak and the Caribs are black. I'm trying to figure out if you know what I mean, if you're just saying shit.
What part are you making? You think's made up? What part?
That's the part I'm talking about. You said the Arawaks and the Caribs was black.
Correct.
All the native tribes. As a matter of fact, what are you talking about black? Like African?
This whole planet, wherever the caveman encountered, black man traveled through the universe and back, while the caveman still thought the Earth was flat. We were already here on every landmass indigenously. What
No,
part
that's
you
not how it
missing?
happened. That's not how it happened. We
Yeah,
literally
everybody was black.
We were here on
That's
every
right.
continental
Everybody
landmass
was black.
already.
Bro, you
That's
couldn't.
the problem. We
What
don't
happened.
understand it.
That's not how it happened. And you can actually look
We were
this up.
already here.
Hey, listen.
This is not
Let him land his
what
plane.
you
Let him
talking
land his
about is
plane.
not historical fact. Sure,
It's
black
not
people
making
travel to
shit up.
different countries and shit, right? And as a matter of fact, you interchanging what you mean as black because what are you talking about? Is black synonymous
Doesn't
with
mean that they were FBA, sir.
Not African.
Man,
Not
listen,
African.
listen,
That's what
listen.
it means.
bro? You just a flip flopper, bro. Like that shit don't even
Tartarian.
make no
You
sense.
don't have to like answer his
That's what
question
we
at
were.
the end.
Tartarians,
I will
not
let you have
Africans.
your. I will have. Listen, it is.
Tartaria is not a real
We were
place.
Tartarians. North America
That's
is
made
Tartarian.
up.
Like y'all just like
And it
the
was
white
full
man
of
made
Africans.
y'all
Hold on,
so
let
ashamed
DJ
of being
Genesis talk though. Let DJ
the white
Genesis
man
talk.
made
Go
y'all
ahead,
so
sir.
ashamed
It
of
is
being
which
black.
came
Yes,
up
it
here.
is.
It's time to speak. Go ahead. Let him
You see,
speak. And let him.
we've been trained by our enemies.
Alice, it is which doctor's time to speak. Let him speak, and then
Y'all just ashamed of
Let
being
this teller speak.
ashamed of being black. This man even named himself mulatto. Like the thing about black
Your
people,
baby.
like especially on the west, bro. Take my dick out your mouth, bro. Like, come on, bro. I got a girlfriend. I literally just got out of some pussy before I hit the link. Like, calm down, bro. I know you smell pheromones, but calm down. You know what I mean?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and speak. People can't control themselves. Go ahead and speak.
Like the stuff that he's using black interchangeably. You know what I'm saying? He's saying oh black, the people that was over here didn't even consider themselves black. You know what I mean? You're talking about melanated people traveling across the globe. Sure, there was melanated people all over. As a matter of fact, a lot of the native tribes was already mixed. A lot of them got a lot of Asian in them from crossing over from the Bering Strain, from the ice bridge. You know what I'm saying? So to just say that the natives was just black, that's like, sure, we got an identity crisis. I got you. I'm from Guyana. We were slaves too. Sure, we got identity crisis. That's why black people try to claim everything. Like, what the fuck? Ain't even got no proof that black people was native Indians, but it got a lot of proof that we came here from Africa as fucking slaves, bro. And I know you embarrassed to that shit, but it is what it is. Like just making shit up and trying to attach yourself to shit, that should make you sound like a kid. And to other people, other races of people, this shit is a joke, bro. We look like like some goofy people, bro.
All right. So that was your statement. Did you anything else?
Yeah, ain't no proof of what he's talking about. Like this is some Dane Calloway pseudo shit.
So, can I reply?
Go ahead.
Again,
The proof
everybody
is
in
they
the
were
live
already
chat,
over here.
hit a
You see us,
one
don't
if you're
you?
enjoying the show tonight.
Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. I did say that it was Alice's time to speak after him. Go ahead, Alice. Go ahead. My bad.
The proof
Alice.
is we're already over here. You see us, don't you? You see all these black people in America. We're not from Africa. And I don't know what's wrong with not being from Africa. It's not that we're ashamed. It's just that we are a different bloodline. We're a different species. There's more than just one type of black person. Why does Africa have to claim everybody? What is the ego trip about? There's more than one type of black person. There's more than
No,
one.
let her land her plane, please.
White people come from all different places and nobody is upset about it. Why are Africans upset if black people come from different places? That's what I don't get. And you start calling us names and screaming and yelling. Like, why? Why is that?
I can answer
Just,
that.
just because you say
Hold on.
something doesn't make
Hold
it
on. Let
so.
her finish, though. Please, let her finish.
That makes no sense. You should at least have a high school diploma to come on YouTube. This makes no sense. She does no
Man,
research.
go ahead, bro. Let them talk to these people.
Species.
And DJ Genesis, let me get in after.
Yo, let the
Probably
man
necessary
finish.
not to have a high
She's a
school
fucking
diploma
idiot.
in this
So there's
because
three of
we
us who are really on it.
we are
On here.
trained
Giving people
by
stupid
our
back.
enemies.
They got evidence out
We're
there.
Why
trained
can't
by our enemies.
why can't everybody allow? Go ahead. Who's speaking right now? Who's speaking?
I'm speaking right now. There's literally evidence, you guys. There's literally evidence of everything that I'm saying right now. The Barren Land Bridge is how they traveled from Africa to here. They migrated. Literally, if you check, most black people come from the near the equator. This stuff is proven environmentally. So to sit here and say that there's multiple different species, no, we're the human species. We're just melanated different. Every black person came here could literally trace their DNA evidence, the same shit that tells you that you're the pappy, the same shit that tells you that you're the pappy, could trace it to Africa. If you check your shit, I bet you got DNA in Africa. So if you're a different species, why do you have African descent DNA in your fucking blood? How did it get from over there? Don't tell
Let
me
me
through
respond.
sex.
Ain't no African in my blood, just full blood
let
American.
me respond to him. Let me respond to him.
America is a nationality. This guy.
Yeah, let me respond to the brother.
America is an ethnicity, fool.
No,
Allow
you
me to
idiot.
respond to
America is a country, bro.
And
this
it's
guy-
also an
Brother, it's all right.
ethnicity.
America. Oh my.
All right, but allow me to respond to the brother. I don't disagree with him when he says we have African ancestry. Now, with all due respect, DJ Witch Doctor knows I know his baby mother, so he's triggered by me. But we
First of all, bro, I don't even got no kids, bro. This guy, I don't know this guy.
Dude,
If
you
if know
homo.
me in real life,
You know
if
you are.
knew me in real life, he wouldn't even be talking like this, bro. This guy is literally filled with estrogen. You could hear it coming from his voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't, bro. Gonna get you some coochie or get you some responsibilities or some shit.
All right, so we're not gonna do ad homs. We're not gonna talk about people's baby mama. Can y'all control yourself?
You gotta be.
Hey, I'm back. And Genesis, you asked me to come back for a little bit. I want to say I apologize for crashing out. I just get emotional about people like just taking the slave trade lightly. And I did want to say, I know you guys are in conversation. Great conversation to everybody, whether you agree with me or not. I did send you some stuff about IShowSpeed. And I wanted to just show some examples of how we're ultimately responsible for what happens to us in this day and age. Maybe back in the old days, like before Jim Crow with slavery, and then going fast forward before the civil rights movement, that we all, Black people, established all of this. We did all of this. We finessed all of this stuff to make people be able to have these freedoms, even created the internet itself. Okay, but I digress. I want you to show IShowSpeed, all those clips I sent you, those shorts. Look at how he does talk about himself, calling his animals, the black one, the nigga slave, and then calling the white one the master, how he lets this white man put him, not only treat him like a slave, but put him in a French maid outfit. So it's not just about black men being called slaves. You got to also be emasculated.
He's not one of us.
Yeah, so I want you to just, when you get a chance,
not one of us.
show what's going on.
But what is one of
Welcome to the family. Your name is going to be slave, and your name's going to be master. Welcome to my family. I'm getting both cats. Buying them right now. Let's go. I'm not there. Come on, baby. Let's go. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the Speed Gang family. Welcome to the family.
Their ragdoll is 2,000.
So 5,500?
Yes.
For 2 cats? Damn. Welcome to the family.
All right, that's that one. That's crazy. All right. Wow.
Sniff each other. Hey. No fighting. Stop fighting, okay? I know he's a slave. I know he's a nigga. Stop fighting him, nigga. I know he's a slave, but don't master. Be friends. I know he's black, but you don't have to hit him because he's black. Oh, yes. sniff each other, get juice. Hey! No fighting. Stop fighting, okay?
Are you coming to the
Chill, why y'all putting this shit in my Discord, bro?
Pause it right there. Pause it right there. I want to preface that real quick. See, this is how he does. Pause it for a second. Genesis, pause that for 1 second. I want to let you know when you see him with the outrage, like, what is this? And oh, why are they calling me the N-word? Why are they making monkey sounds? Oh, I'm so confused. That's just the way he markets himself. He knows what's up. Yeah. So all this, what is this? He's playing it. So he knows what it is. He plays it over and over. Go ahead and
let me ask y'all this.
Yeah, he's a culprit.
Do you
Go
think
ahead.
he's do you think he got like a handler or somebody? Because he's a young dude. Like he looked like he's in his 20s. Do you think he's
100%?
You think he got a handler?
Oh yeah, he has more than he's got everybody telling him. That's why he's an icon now. You think he could be an icon in the gaming? Like the one brother said, it's so racist. That's how he became Speed by just self-deprecation, making sure that he promotes the mockery of slavery. Make sure that he. Do you remember the video he did?
Like he tap dancing, like he kind of like.
Yes.
Yeah. He bucking his eyes when he doing the backflip. I see what you're saying.
Always. Don't forget. That's one signature thing when they eyes wide open, saucer eyes. Let me say this too. Not only is he, I got to get back to the graping of the black male, the buck breaking. When he was 15 or I think 16 and his little brother was like 12 or 13, y'all let that sink in. His parents and whoever had them do a sexualized video of them emulating the doing like oral on a man. Like they were pretending they're doing oral to men, not women, and they were dancing and twerking. That's what we're doing right here, black man and black woman, whether you want to say he's us or not. They're not. Let me tell you something. With all due respect, I felt the sister's pain. But let me say this to you, my friend, sister. Nobody's looking at him going, well, he's not FBA. No, it's across the board, a full sweep on us.
Oh, I very well know that. I know that. That's the trick. See, there's such a thing as a demon. And if you don't believe the Bible, it's hard for me to even talk to you. You know, there's demons and there's angels, and that's a demon. And
video, when you look at this video, though, see, the problem is that black people, whether he's a demon or an African or listen, the problem is that we don't shut it down.
I don't know if it's me or you, but I can't.
Am I cutting out, you guys?
How can we shut it down? Do you have
this is how we shut it down. This is how we shut it down, by doing this. When we look at the video, and I'm trying to calm down because this triggers me with the slave trade dismissal. When you come in and you say,
I'm not dismissing.
No, I'm not talking to you directly. I'm not talking to you directly. Okay, what?
Listen, people need to allow people to live.
No, just redirection. That's all it is.
Well, no,
anyway, this is the thing. When I look at this young black man, this is a child, by the way. These are children. This video is what, 5, 8, 9 years? Nobody did anything about this. They canceled Kyrie just because he wanted to know if he was an Israelite, y'all. I'm done with this shit.
We don't have the power to do it. That's my only comment. We don't have the power to do it.
We do. We got
before you start this video, I'd like to mention something.
How?
Now we gotta start holding them accountable by calling them a demon. Come on, let's put a religion in our back pocket. That's nonsense. When you call,
I'm not gonna do that.
Hold up.
Because that's the problem. Everybody always says put your religion
this
in
person's
your
a
back pocket.
demon.
Listen, we have to like. Okay, I get that you want to make your point. Let the other person make their point, and then you make your point. This is a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Could I add some context to these videos real quick?
No, he was talking, and then you could talk, and then she could talk.
Yeah, I'm about to land my plane real quick. What I was saying was, when we're attributing these things to, he's a demon, you're taking accountability away from Speed. That ain't no damn demon. He know what he doing. We need to hold people accountable for their actions. And mind you, yes, he was, I think Speed probably just turned 21. So the fact that he was allowed to do this is very egregious. We got to start being better parents in the home, but we got to like really start holding people accountable. Stop blaming everything on the devil. No, he wanted to do that. His parents or his handler, as someone else hinted, say, "Hey, man, you do this, is going to get you on." I never knew about this video, and to be honest, I mean, his
Me
fan
either.
base is kids, and like the brother was saying earlier, a lot of racist gamers. So he's playing into it. So you're absolutely right. He has a handler, but I land my plane.
Wait, he wasn't 21. He wasn't. Well, real quick, I got to get the facts out. He wasn't 21, but I 100% support what you said, brother. But he wasn't 21. He was
No, I said I
16.
think he just turned 21. I said
No,
that
he
video
was
is years old.
16 years old. He was 16. Oh, yeah, now. Yeah, you're right. He was
Yeah,
16 years old
I
in
wasn't
that
saying he was
video.
21 in the video. I'm saying
Oh,
right
okay.
now, I
My
think
bad.
he just
All
turned
right.
21.
speak?
I think
Yes.
for him to be
Thank
that
you.
young doing a video like that is
He's
crazy.
20 years old today.
Okay, to
So
either way.
I appreciate.
Can I speak?
Wait, I just want him to get. So he wasn't. I get it. You're saying he's 21. Yeah, he was 16 years old in that video with his baby brother.
Sad.
Can I speak now? You guys,
Go ahead and speak real quick,
I don't
and then
know
Matt
who.
Castle can say something. Go ahead. You, then my man in High Castle.
Me?
You, and then man in High Castle. Go ahead.
You guys, I'm not saying all of you. I don't know how you feel religiously, but some of you are saying to put God in the back pocket, and that's just not how I roll. Okay, so I want to speak my mind about this. A demon can manifest as an old man, a boy, a teenager, an adult. They can manifest as anything they want to be, including switch from boy to girl. But you would have to study angels and demons. You'd have to study these things to find out about what I'm saying. It's in the book of Enoch and it's in other books. But because they can do that, they can appear young like Speed and do these horrible acts and then blame whatever race that they are in, because they can be black, white, Asian, they can be whatever they want to be. If we understood how demons and their agenda are affecting Black Americans, then we would understand this whole thing and we could stop arguing.
As long as you think we're different species, we're going to continue to argue. And we all the
Okay,
same.
so
There's a
Mike,
difference. Can I answer him? There's
No,
a difference
man in
between
High Castle.
humans. There's a difference between humans and angels. God says that
Oh, here we
angels
go.
weren't supposed to mix with humans, but they do. They do mix with us.
Pass the weed.
and I like to add on.
Okay, you can belittle it if
But
you want to. That's
isn't
fine.
Jesus
I'm
isn't
used to
Jesus
it.
also angel, a God and a human at the same time too?
We're not talking about God. We're
No,
not
I'm saying
talking about
Jesus.
Jesus.
What didn't the
Yes.
angel didn't the
Yes.
angel say you're going to be overcome and impregnated by the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
So Jesus is also an angel and a spirit, right?
He is. He is.
Right.
He is an angel, and he is God. And he stepped down out of that position and became a man, still fully God, though. So yes, you are correct. But what I'm saying is, God created human beings, but before he created humans, he created angels. Okay, and some of those angels went rogue. And they were cast out of
Okay.
the heavenly realm, and they're down here with fallen man. They're with us. They're all around us. And Speed, I think that he's probably one of them. Okay,
And why
because
you think,
all they do is because
you
of
think
his
that?
behavior, and they are accusers. They accuse mankind. That's their MO. They are
sister,
the accusers. So
don't you see how you're taking
they want to
agency
make
away from
mankind
him?
look
Let her land
bad.
her plane though. Let her land her plane.
I'm just saying that's it. They want to make mankind look bad, and mankind is a human. 666, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons is a chemical equation. That's all it is. But they've
You
taken
dating
it and they
Terrence
made it
Howard or
evil,
something? You with
just like
Terrence
the
Howard
rainbow.
right
They
now?
make it evil. I'm just trying
Can
to
I
tell you.
add on as well?
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Sister Alice. Everybody in the chat, hit a 2 if you ever heard about the 2 demons and the man. All right. There was a man walking down the street, and it was a gorgeous day out, bright and sunny. All of a sudden, he sees something on the ground, and he picks it up, and he puts it in his pocket. The 2 demons inquire to each other, what do you think the man picked up? And the one demon said, that's truth that he picked up, the man picked up. And then the one demon said, that's bad business for us. And the other demon said, no, we're going to help him organize the truth. Now, getting on to IShowSpeed, he is a demon. And he's after the little young children, the youth. And he's influencing them. Right now, while he's in Africa, throughout January, his last stop should be Nigeria. He has other countries to go to. But how he's able to do this is with a security detail. One of the companies is called Security 2U. And the other one is called Fidelity Security Group Africa, which is owned by Wal Bartman, who is a former rugby player and also a 1% billionaire from South Africa. This is how he's able to do these things. So yes, he has handlers and he has many, many followers. I want to be clear, he's corporate.
Mm-hmm.
If you have seen older YouTube videos, especially the House of Conscious people, y'all used to remember all the decoding about the occult. Come on now. Sister Alice is right about this dude. Let's stop it. This guy's a demon. Demon as like demonic. Okay. Demon as, I'm going to land my plane. Demon as in DEMON and demonetized. Demonetized means no value or less the value. I'm trying to explain to you, his currency is trying to destroy the young babies. He's bankrupt. He's morally bankrupt. Get it right, people.
Okay.
Can I come in, please, here? Because I want to make something clear.
Can I go?
I mean, there's I don't
know. Who said that? I said
that.
G. All right, I'll speak after that.
Okay. I mean, we can call him a demon, but then we got to call everybody demons. We got to call Puffy, Biggie, Tupac, Trump, Elvis, Ray Charles. Look, all this, he's a demon. We just figured this out, that he's a demon. Now we want to start going into angels and devils and angelology and demonology. We get that. He's a demon. But guess what? I guess everybody's demons and angels here, because he's a Black young man who was approached and told, you want to be a millionaire? You want to be famous? I mean, does that make him really this sinister demon that creeped up out of the pits of hell to capture all the little babies? I mean, come on. It's not hard to see that money was dangled in front of him. Fame was dangled in front of him. If you want to call him a demon and an angel, great. We understand he has handlers. I'm not even really disputing all of this, but see, that's the wrong conversation. Yes, you're right. I am from the House of Consciousness. We have all kinds of conversations there. I just did a show on the Watchers and the Nephilim and the Elohim, but this ain't that time right now. Newsflash, backflip. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. It's not that time to talk about he's an angel, he's a demon, the Israelites also, the Judah. We need to get on track and talk about us as people. You know, we are all sitting here because we've been disconnected from our heritage. If we were so very much here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, why don't we know who we are? Because my mother is Native American, and then her father from her mom is Native, and her dad is was a black man whose father was a slave, and his his mother was a slave, and his father was a white master. Why am I saying this? We don't know who we are. We don't know who we are, everyone. I can go to my mom and she knows from her Native American side all the way back to who she's been for centuries. She knows nothing about her paternal side. She can just kind of guess. So you know what my mom does? She says, I'm not even gonna, I'll just say I'm just Native American. That's what you guys are doing. That's what we all do. I just call myself a Hebrew Israelite. What do I know about it? I could just put it together. I can guess. I can do some deductive reasoning, hope, pray, wait, look out, watch the sky for Jesus. You get it? We don't know who we are. So since we don't know who we are, we know one thing, that we came off of, we know there was slavery. Y'all are trying to erase slavery along with the white man. Slavery happened. We know there's slavery, right? My point is, everybody, lovingly, where can we all start? Where can we all start so we can start getting some payback? We can start getting some respect. We can stop blaming little black boys who wanted to get a life and a career as calling them Asmodeus, the demons of hell. Where can we start as a people and say, oh, okay, yeah. How about we do this? I'm parking now. The Ashkenazis and the Zionists, the Jewish people in Israel, they made their shit up. Hold it. They made it up. Guess what? It's working. It's working for them. They said, you know, you guys, I think I want to go over to let's get the Balfour Proclamation, and we're going to go over there in 1948. Let's go to the Middle East, and let's say we're the people. And what else you guys want to do? Oh, nobody can talk about us. Right. Nobody can fight us. Everybody has to bow down to us no matter what, even if they breathe wrong on us. Why can they make up who they are and they have a starting point, but we won't? Because we need to do that. We need to stop this all demons and Israelites and Muslims and FBA and all this stuff. We need to start somewhere, and slavery is a great place to start because it happened and we built this country. Thank you so much. I know I'm long-winded, but I get it, all the talk about God and he's a demon and let's pull his mask off. You're only making it worse for a young black man and other black men, because guess what? They're going to say all young black men are demons. Puffy's in jail for sex trafficking, but our president actually is a convicted a felon and is linked to one of the biggest sex traffickers in the world, Epstein. But the little black boy is a demon. I'll park.
All right. So
please, let me go after G, please.
Okay. I'm gonna be real quick. Napaz laying down some strong words tonight. She's right. When she asked the question, well, how are we gonna fix it? We need to fix it. And for the young lady to say, oh, well, I don't know how we're gonna fix it, is crazy, because this demon stuff, like I said, you're taking the agency away from him. If that's the case, let's be honest, everybody was a demon at one point before you found yourself. Malcolm X was a demon. Elijah Muhammad was a demon. Ashra Kwesi at one point, everybody was a demon. I'm gonna close right here. I was watching this pretty much this speech that Lauryn Hill did. I believe it was at Harvard. This is when she had won her Grammy, right? And she was talking about the Matrix. And with the Matrix, she was saying she wants to become so deeply spiritual that she can be like Neo, where he's seeing the binary code and he's reaching something like, oh, catches a punch. Oh, that's an agent. Oh, you do this? Oh, that's an agent. I see who you are. But she ended it with something very profound. It was simple, but profound. She said, but we have to remember, at one point, or even now, you can be an agent to yourself or to someone else and not even know it. That's the Matrix. So it's like, yeah, he's young, what he's doing, but not excusing it. But we got that demon stuff. That's what I was meaning about put the religion in your back pocket and call out for what it really is. If you notice that you got a family that, you know, maybe has low ethnic pride, my family was like that as well. My mom swore up and down when I was a kid, we got Native American in our family, which we do, but we got way more African ancestry. When I did my African ancestry results and we got it back, her eyes almost fell out her head when she said I only had 1% of Native American ancestry. Y'all should have seen it. You'd have thought like she lost her puppy. And I was like, yo, how do you, like,
that test could be lying, sir. Okay.
okay.
Exactly.
Let him
Yo,
land though,
y'all
because I'm
believe in
next.
these
Let
damn
him land.
ancestry tests.
All right.
Bugging.
Go ahead, land, brother.
I land my plane. I land my plane.
So why is it that you guys that are believing the FBA I gotta interrupt people when they're making their point? What is that?
I just wanted to
say
interject
to the
before.
Hold on, I
sister,
was next,
sister,
though.
I want to say this to the sister
I was
because I want to
next.
just address the
God,
woman right now.
And I'm a
What
believer
is
in
your name?
Christ.
What is your name? What is your name, sister?
You see it
The
there?
woman. No, I can't see it. That's why I'm asking. I can't see your name.
I'm with Alice in the
Okay,
rabbit
I'm
hole.
with Alice. Listen, I want to tell you something, okay? I have compassion and understanding and empathy and love for you, especially as a woman speaking out that believes in God, that stands with you, have great principles. I just want to make that point. I get what you're saying. I'm not making a mockery of it. I'm just so frustrated that we don't have a starting point. I appreciate what you're saying. I did want to say that for the record. So I don't want you to think that
I
I'm just
appreciate it. I
totally,
appreciate you
yeah,
saying
that's
that.
all I want to say.
I
Yes,
appreciate
and
you
I
saying
would
that.
say that
You
I
know, but
meant.
just because I
hold on, I
believe
was
in
next. Let the
God
sister
doesn't
go
mean
because I
that
was next. Go ahead, sis.
I was just answering.
I also would like to say
Hold
I
on,
meant
brother. You jump in
when
the
I say
line,
you're
brother.
an idiot.
You
I
jump
That's
in
meant
what
the
they
line,
all
brother.
doing. They playing
you're a
these
fucking
little
idiot.
Yeah, I
Pan
know.
African games.
I meant
Yeah,
that.
it's
I
sick.
meant that when
All
I
right,
said it.
brother. I know you want to insult the woman. Have some decorum, brother, respectfully. Now,
Just
with
because
all
you
due
say
respect,
have some decorum doesn't mean that you're a respectable person, mulatto. I've
all
seen
right,
you
bro. I
disrespect
know you're
several people.
triggered, brother. It's okay, bro. Respectfully.
Just
Now,
because
all
I
right, go
raised
ahead.
you doesn't mean that I'm triggered, sir. You
All
think
right,
because
can I complete my sentence, brother?
no, you believe because you say these things about people, it makes it true. It shows more about you than it shows about me. You fucking idiot.
All right, go ahead, vent, brother. Get it
We
all
see
out.
your butt cheeks, bro. Shit.
Yeah, you twerking. You twerking right now, brother. Now, the point is this, with all due respect.
Y'all
No,
not gonna keep saying words like butt cheek. Y'all keep doing
hold on,
that.
DJ Genesis, why you don't moderate when I'm getting interrupted? Can I ask you that?
No, but because your buddy said butt cheeks, you need to cut it out. Go ahead. I put you in the thing to like go ahead and say what you gotta say.
All right, thank you. Can I speak? It'll be brief. All right, and since we moved past the point, since all of us, none of our families were owned by Black American slave owners. That's what's up. Now, moving past that, it's imperative that we understand that just because we have African ancestry, Africans are not our allies. It doesn't make them our allies just because we have a genetic relation comparable to how we have a genetic relation with Europeans, but Europeans are not collectively our allies. As long as we think that Africans are our allies, they will continue to sell us out. Additionally, and in closing, it's best that we just focus on ourselves as an ethnicity. And this is why I salute the ADOS and the FBA and the freedmen movement, particularly for descendants of U.S. chattel slaves. We have to get the affairs of our own house correct and in order before we worry about anyone else. Matter of fact, I say we should never worry about anyone else because collectively, no one else is worried about us.
So let me get back to what I was going to show.
Hallelujah, amen.
Some of the interview, some of the content about this whole thing with IShowSpeed going to Africa. Let's go.
All your life, it's finally collapsing.
Man, this whole time, bro, they made us think Africa was such a poor country, bro, such a place you wouldn't want to be at, bro. And Speed is single-handedly changing my perspective on life. Every single aspect of Africa just makes my insights feel so good, bro. The American dream is the trap. Everybody else is free, but not free from America. America's the problem, bro.
All right, y'all, listen up. So the IShowSpeed tour has gave me the motivation. So I'm finna go home to my family in the U.S., visit them for a while. But before I go, I'm doing my own Africa tour. You feel me? So January 17th through February 1st, I'm coming back to Kenya, and I'm even coming. Damn, I can't talk. And I'm either coming to Uganda or South Africa. Now, yes, I've been to Kenya before. Never been to Uganda, never been to South Africa. So I'm gonna need y'all help in the comments to tell me what city to land in, what do I need to do, all of that. And all my Kenyan folks, lock in, because I'm coming there first for sure. I don't plan to go to the coast this time. I'll probably stay in Nairobi for the most part, and maybe go, I don't know, up north. But what it is, y'all tell me what we're doing. And no, I'm not drinking till 10 o'clock in the morning with y'all no more.
Speed going to Africa is way deeper than what you think it is. And I'll tell you why. So everybody growing up in the States, I can't speak for other countries, but people growing up in the States, you see Africa, especially as a kid, you see Africa as like some like desert with really primitive people just walking around with fucking spears and shit. But what Speed is doing, he's showing you all the cities and all this shit, and it's more than that. And I'll say for me, fortunately for me, somebody was able to show me this shit early on. So I was able to recognize like, oh, so there's way more out there. But Speed is showing this shit in real time on the stream, showing you how this shit is. And he's getting more love down there than he was getting in Europe, where racism was born. So, all this shit is intertwined. It's way deeper than what you think it is. So I want to make a part two. I can make a part two too.
Africa's never been bad. Africa's never been poor. It's just the image that they gave you guys to believe. To always look down at your brothers. But a lot of y'all won't know that. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that people are not realizing what Africa really looks like by watching IShowSpeed. We had so much other YouTubers that came to Africa and showed you guys so much parts of Africa that's beautiful and amazing. But I'm glad IShowSpeed is actually out there exposing the truth. The only thing I can say is it's people that runs things over there. But that's a different topic. But Africa's amazing. Africa's beautiful. Africa's the motherland. And don't be scared to go back home. Just prepare yourself. Learn what you need to learn. Be well educated so you can get a great job over there because they're going to pay you very good if you're highly educated. And yeah, love my African brothers and sisters, man.
As I watch IShowSpeed's streaming, he's calling Botswana, the way that they welcomed him into the country, it's been, just magical to watch. And this is for a lot of American people. It's a sign that you need to travel back home to Africa, reconnect with your roots, learn about the culture, and really know more about what Africa truly is. Because what a lot of American people have been taught about Africa, it's absolutely false information. Check this guy out. He is having the time of his life.
What's going on?
Dude, really, when you sit here and think about it, Speed has such a big impact on the world, not even just the streamer community. A lot of us forget, like, okay, the streamer community is the streamer community, but to have an impact on the world, like, dude, got people chasing him down in Africa. Like, people showing him so much love in Africa, y'all. Like, he legit makes me want to go. Like, he done raced a cheetah. He's literally living his life to go back to the motherland and really make it look that lit. It's crazy. Like, dude is having the time of his life. Like, he's literally touring the whole Africa. Like, when you sit here and think about it, Speed, his streams are so generational. It's no streamers that's doing what dude is doing. And I think that's why he keeps winning Streamer of the Year, because doing them subathons and everything gonna only get you so far. Like, dude doing subathons and some. Like, Speed, yeah, he's the best streamer. I'm gonna give it to him. Like, when you really sit here and think about the stuff he's doing, he can literally make a TV show out of his life, let alone stream. Once again, dude, life is a TV show. Like, it's a movie game. Like, he done seen
Oh my
the
God, the
world.
glaze is disgusting. Hey, can you pause that for a second? Pause that for a minute, Genesis. Genesis, can you pause that? Listen, let me say this real quick. Yeah, it's great he's in Africa, but real talk, they shouldn't even let him come over there. But that's not going to happen. The African people aren't going to do him like that. The way he talks about Black people, and now I'm kind of getting into my FBA bag. The way he talks, and I don't want to, but we got to keep it a whole stack. The way he talks about African slavery and calls massa and makes jokes, he should have been banned from going there until he did a full apology. But no, they're over there dancing with him. They're just gonna use that content to make fun of Africans when he gets back over here, because he's in a racist environment. This dude talking about he's the best. He's the best at what? Making fun of Black people and slavery and making fun of Africans. And what is the best at? Being a coon? This guy isn't a hero. They shouldn't even let him do that over there. I seriously, I don't know. Tonight is just I'm sick of people. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. But it's like, Why is he so great? Because he went to Africa.
Since he back home, he needs to stay there. He needs to stay there.
I'm tired of it too. They're all saying the same thing.
We're in bedrock with the Flintstones, and everybody's at war. Hard to make it look. IShowSpeed is pissing off America. America has tried so hard to make it look like Africans were living over in bedrock with the Flintstones, and everybody's at war holding a machete with some tuxedo shoes. America tries so hard to make it look like Africans are out there stopping cars with their feet. That's not the case. Every time I saw Africa growing up as a kid, it was on Feed the Children. For 70 cents,
He's making fun.
And they show
These
nothing but
niggas aren't
starving
funny.
people. IShowSpeed is showing women that are looking thick and delicious. Send me 70 cents. Whatever they're
Exploitation
eating,
of
I need
women.
to eat, because I'm trying to be thick and delicious. And food out here is expensive. It's hard to gain weight. Speed
This
even
is
showed a
pathetic.
guy living with his 2 wives, and they both have their own separate home. And when he gets tired of the both of them, he goes to his own place. Africa is living in the future. Speed is exposing the world to a whole different level of Africa and getting
The
away from
fuck?
that propaganda machine that America drives.
I've been asking myself why I'm getting emotional watching these streams. I'm seeing the love he's receiving in Angola, in South Africa, and it's overwhelming in the best way, especially
is
knowing how
embarrassing.
differently he was treated in Europe. That contrast really hit watching a Black man from the United States, with his visibility and presence, go back to the African continent and be welcomed, respected, and treated with humanity. It does something to you. Because growing up, we were constantly told Africa was unsafe, primitive, somewhere we
Hey,
didn't
can you
belong,
pause it
somewhere
again?
that
You
didn't
asked me
want
to
us.
come back to the
And now
panel,
I'm
so I'm
watching
back. Pause this. Pause this. Listen, if you're annoyed with me saying pause it off, forgive me, but let me just say this.
I'm just.
No, you're good. I just wanted to say this though. First off, we're in 2026. I get there's some stigma again, people, nobody thinks people are dusty and running around machetes. Not many people, a lot of people still might want to push that. But I see a lot of Black men praising this guy. I'm not going to get on the sisters because I'm talking about the brothers because he's a Black man. Why didn't they get up and talk about how he has, for his whole career, totally demeaned Black people? I get what the sister said about him being demon. Okay, he's tricking everybody, right? He's a terror. So why are people praising him? Why aren't they coming out saying this? Like, look, I'm glad he finally sees that he's African or whatever. He's reaching his roots. Now he needs to get over here and apologize for letting himself be a complete minstrel show to get his career going. Like, what is this shit they're showing him squatting? And is that what Africa is? Dancing and having a bunch of sex with big booty ladies and eating fufu? I'm still not convinced. I'm disgusted with this exploitation. It's still not right.
It's because the road to destruction is broad. That's why he's doing it. He's leading people down the broad road. That's why.
And I would like to add on after you, sis.
Go ahead.
Keep on continuing.
No, that was all.
Previously on Alchemizing Energy, the man in the high castle has said time and time again, and this should be very clear, a sure symptom, a sure sign that Africa is getting ready to be recolonized. And IShowSpeed is just a reconnaissance mission to fulfill the recolonization of Africa. More eyes, more optics on Africa. More marketing towards Africa. And I've said this
he's onto
previously.
You're onto something.
I'm always on it, sis.
No, right there, you're onto something. No, because
No,
I think you're right, because this is
I have
weird.
always
This is
been on
weird.
it. I've always been on it. I've always been straight, not crooked. I'm just giving it how it is. And yes, this guy's a demon. And yes, I want him to stay over there in Africa. And yes,
No, I'm talking about you're onto something about the recolonization.
And yes,
the
I always,
recolonization, the part. That's the part. Talk about that because you're onto something with that recolonization, the marketing of Africa. Black people were going over there, and somebody said, "Oh, hold on, we got to get the mainstream over here first."
Black people make things cooler too. So make it cool in Africa.
So let me say this right.
That's why that security detail, like I mentioned, the security team that was hired, like I mentioned, Fidelity Security Group Africa, which CEO is Wal Bartman. I'm not making that up. That's his security detail out there. And then also he uses security 2U, as in the number 2 and U. You know,
Let me
this
say
is
this before
things that are researchable.
Let me say this before I leave. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I'll check you guys out another particular day. I'll leave you guys with this before I leave.
Oh, hit the like button and subscribe, and hit that damn bell.
All right, you guys. Thank you for having
Thank
me
you.
on. All right, you guys. You know I wasn't gonna
Peace.
make a black guy.
Breathe easy, all right? Take it easy.
Yeah, you know I was gonna make a black guy a homeless person. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Peace.
IShowSpeed is in Africa because the whole point is they want, like the gentleman was saying, they want to basically change the consciousness of Africa. The whole point is they don't want us to be innovative and create our own stuff. Like I told you, there's Maxwell Chikumbutsu and there's another dude, I think his name's Ernest something, but he created a power device where it just runs on air, where electricity runs through a generator, where it just runs off of air. And Maxwell Chikumbutsu created a device with a chip where it runs off of radio waves. We don't need their energy. We don't need the oil. We don't need the coal, nothing like that. We can do this on our own and leave these people behind. But unfortunately, they're changing our consciousness. They want us to play basketball. They want us to play football, and that we don't focus on elevating our own people and getting them up out of here. That's the whole purpose of westernizing Africa and switching the consciousness so that we don't elevate ourselves. That's why IShowSpeed is over there.
Thank you.
Also, I would like to add on, I know people are saying we. Those who identify as African here in the United States and elsewhere outside of Africa, okay, y'all can say what y'all said. However, it's recolonization of Africa, the landmass, and the African people, and the African people's mind, especially the youth over there. They have the highest percentage of youth on the planet. That's retail. That's retail. Mwah.
Anytime you call yourself American and you're
I am, and I'm
from
proud of it.
from
I'm proud
African
of it.
origin,
I'm proud of America.
you're already falling
I
into
love this country.
brainwashing. That's a psyop. FBA is psyop. So that's the whole point. Is divisive
Oh
so that
well,
you
we
can remove
winning.
yourself.
Delineation's winning, sir.
We're not winning. We're not winning. What does America produce?
You're not FBA, sir.
Sir,
You
I
could
was
be
born in
FBA in name only, but
Tulsa,
you're not.
Oklahoma. My ancestors have been here through slavery for over 4 centuries. Don't play with me
But your
like that.
ideology is aligned to
We are
things that are
African.
anti-American, sir.
We are African. You got to stop, brother.
No,
You're
I'm
sick.
American,
You're
sir.
out of your mind. You are sick.
All right, I'm American. I know
You
myself.
aren't though.
I know
You aren't.
myself. I'm
It's
American,
okay.
and I'm proud.
I know it
Why do
hurts,
we
but
have to
it's
name
okay.
call? Why,
All right.
if we disagree, why do we have to name call?
I shouldn't have played that 3 times in a live stream. That's crazy, you know.
I
So
like 5 times, girl. You said 3.
As long as he can name call us and we don't interrupt.
Here's the thing: is that I get it. If you don't agree with what he's saying, I get it. You don't have to like every point make a back and forth. Let him make his point. Let him say his thing, and then after he's done and he lands his plane, then you say something. I don't understand this.
The two were arguing. They were calling each other names. All I'm saying is, well, one was calling the other name.
Thank
All
you.
I'm saying is, why do we have to call each other names just because we disagree?
When did I call my name?
Good point.
Exactly. I never called the brother the name, but I did
So,
say he was brainwashed.
anyways, we can continue, even the video as well. But I was going to say this: you identify as how you identify, sir. I'm not trying to take that away from you. See, if you went to the church or you went to the mosque, and I didn't believe in either or, I'm not finna take you out of there. Continue to do what you're doing. However, I'm part of a delineation movement that's winning. Is winning here, and it's gotten other people's attentions who identify as African and other.
Brother, how are
Deal
we
with it.
winning?
You're not you're not Pan-African. I mean, you're not what I'm about. You're not about this American life.
How are you winning? You don't print the dollars. You don't make the rules. How are you winning?
Seriously, sir? That's
Yes,
a great
very
question,
seriously.
but I'm winning, all right? I'm on the winning team. Trump 28.
But can I
There
ask
it
you? I
is.
want to ask this question. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I think you're G and Reverend Green. So, don't you have an obligation? I don't know. You're going to have to educate me. I talked to Unbiased. I've talked to a couple other people on panels. I talked to Mulatto a little bit ago on this panel. Okay, as someone who's in this, what you're taking a stance, because I heard it's not a movement, it's a stance as FBA. Even if they're FBA like myself and the brother that you're going back and forth with, we've established that we're FBA by definition. Don't you still have like this, how do you say, this obligation to whatever you guys get, we get, right? Like maybe you guys are winning. So we're even if we don't subscribe to it, like when the Hebrew Israelites tell other Black people and oh, you're a Hebrew, but you just don't believe it. We're still FBA. So whatever you guys get, we get it. We're a part of it, right?
Africans built this country, man. The
No,
slavery.
I know that. I'm with you on that. 1000%. I crashed out about
Slaves
it.
built this country.
Africans built this country. I'm with you on that.
Slaves
But my
built this
point,
country.
I'm making a point. I'm making
No
a
one
point.
from the continent of Africa built this country.
Well, okay, hold on.
Slaves built this
I know
country.
that the transatlantic slave trade took place, but I'm not going down that road right now. My point with the brother and everybody's like, I'm on the winning team. Well, we're actually on the winning team too, but we know that we know the truth about the transatlantic slave trade. So if you're saying you're winning, we're actually winning by default. Get it? We're still FBA.
How are we winning?
Genesis, wait, by your definition, Genesis is FBA. I'm FBA. The brother who you're arguing with is FBA. The brother who said, peace to everybody, and he told the story, the truth about, I think, about African heritage. Rakufu's FBA. We're still FBA. Whether we're arguing with you about it or not, we're still FBA. So how are we losing?
How are we winning? I still want to know
There
that.
we go.
You
So
had a
there we
man
go.
who was kidnapped in Venezuela.
If he's winning, the point that I'm making is
so was Adolf
you need to
Eichmann.
listen. You need to get what I'm saying. It's not about how he said he's winning as FBA, because he's saying all of these things that are not true, and from my perspective and my research and my experience. The slave trade happened. Now you say it didn't happen. I'm FBA.
Of course it happened.
Okay, no, let's say that it did.
Slaves built this country, not Africans, though.
Okay, we're not. You say we're not African. Wait, you say we're not African. My point is, this is why you're quiet. My point is, even though you're saying we're not African, we as African people, Genesis, me, the brother, anyone who knows that we're African, we're still FBA like you.
Yeah, you're African in name only.
No,
I'm American and
my family is Native American on my mom's side and African, the descendants of African slavery, or whatever you want to call slavery. So I am FBA, but I know that there was a transatlantic slave trade where people were murdered, abused, raped, treated in the worst way, worse than animals. I know that, but I'm FBA.
That's for sure.
So my point is, my friend, it's all about, do you get the division? It doesn't matter. Even as you fight, you're fighting your own people. You agree that we're FBA. You're fighting your own kind. You get it?
And I will continue to fight those who are detractors.
Sister, I'm gonna say this. Okay,
That's exactly what I'll do. Fight, fight. And we're winning.
When
Y'all
Trump,
detractors.
when Trump tries to invade Burkina Faso, he's basically saying he's all for that, even though that's gonna set us back. So go ahead. Since you want to be American so bad, you want to keep on setting us back, brother. So
Even
go
brother
ahead.
Toure on the continent, Toure, Ibrahim Toure, just a week ago when he gave his magnum opus speech, Black Winter is coming. He is becoming more clear, his understanding of what's happening next with him.
Can I speak?
Do you understand? Like he has so much reassurance that he understands what's next for him as well. Black Winter is coming. Read that speech. Listen to that speech in the English dub of AI as well. Read it in subtitle. He's made sense of what's coming next, because people on the continent of Africa, those misleaders are corrupt. They'll do anything for money. They still trade gold for food over there.
You do realize that America and Europe usually run Africa, right? Through their leaders that they run coups with. And they rule over the people and take the resources. You do realize that, right? CIA.
And I'll help them. I'll help them. Dear God, I'm American.
You're crazy.
I'll help them. If there was an edict right now here in the United States, say, hey, you can confiscate, any proud American can confiscate whatever they want from any illegal immigrant right now.
You're
Okay,
crazy,
well,
man. You're brainwashed, brother. You're
I need to
brainwashed.
go.
I'm
Genesis,
sorry.
I want to say thank you to everybody for. I know I got emotional, especially peace to the sister. I respect you. May the Most High bless you with your stance and with your fight. If it's all for righteousness and for your people, like I said, we are all the same people. We just got this infighting. Peace to Genesis. I'm gonna go. Great show. Peace, everybody. Peace to the brothers and sisters who know and don't play. Peace to the brothers and sisters who do not play about the slave trade. We don't take it seriously enough, and that's why we got people who are actually getting a footing saying that it didn't happen. And it's sad because it really did happen, and we are all the same people. All right, I love everybody. Peace. Sorry I crashed out.
Wait, listen. Can you?
I love you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Can we at least get everybody's last words? I'm about to end the stream.
Those are my last words. I really got to go. It's like midnight, but I'm listening. Peace, everybody. I'll talk to you later, Genesis. Great show. Peace.
Hasta luego.
All right. See, okay. So let's get some final words from each person on the channel. All right. So we have I'm with Alice.
Sure.
Then we have the man in the high castle, and then I want to hear from. So in that order, Hotspot Casino. Let's go.
Okay, so what she was saying, she's right. She is FBA. The only thing is, she believes that the ships that brought slaves came from Africa, when actually the ships were going the other way. The ships were coming from America to Africa. That's how we got Negro land over there. That's why the people over in Negro land in Africa, they were shunned. They couldn't mix with the Africans over there. They didn't like them. If you know the story about that, the history about that, that's why. We are not from Africa. There are some people who believe that we are from Africa, a lot of people, but that didn't start till Jesse Jackson. He was the one, him and Alex Haley, they were the ones who started that. We were a nation of 16, or a continent of 16 different Black nations. It included the Moors, the Hebrews, the Creoles, the Cherokee, the list of 16. The Hebrews were only one of those. There was 15 other Black human nations, okay? We did not come from Africa, and there's nothing wrong with believing that. Everybody was Black, so how is it that, we think less of ourselves if we think we're indigenous? It's ridiculous. If we could only understand that this whole continent was ours, what we call North America now, the whole thing was ours. It was called Tartaria. It was called Asia. It was called Asia Minor. Um, all of the Bible, the land of the Bible is over here in North America. The Mississippi divides into 4 major rivers. We're already home. We're not from Africa. And I just wish you guys would do a little more, have an open mind about that, and just do a little more research. It's out there. And if you read the Bible will tell you who the people are. Deuteronomy chapter 28, just read it. All the blessings and the curses in there. You read the curses and you will see that we are the people over here. So I guess I'll land it there. It's just so much. We've been taught by our captors. So we're ready to just kill each other over, if someone tries to just tell you the truth. It's so sad. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next person, man in the high castle. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, DJ Genesis, for your patience and tolerance. Everybody hit the like button, share, subscribe, and catch that replay. Because previously on Alchemizing Energy, the man in the high castle has said many things and has forecasted many things. The man in the high castle is a courier who has seen the footage in the near future. And the one thing I'm going to report is this. There is a confusion about destiny swap. Right now, at this very moment, there's a play at hand where you have people who want to take our destiny and swap it for theirs. We must hold firm, Americans, of all demographics. They're going to also do it to you as well. So the man in the high castle wants to at least get Americans prepared for this month in January. The Democratic parties are upset and they're going to attempt to shut down the government on January 30th. Do not be underprepared, Americans. 2, would you believe if I told you that we're going to be rich here in America? That money, the land of milk and honey, we're going to have money. Those tariff checks are coming. They're coming just before April. Just before, yep. Clip this, everybody. Clip this. The man in high castle said a little too much. Stay alive. Be proud to be American.
Okay. Look, all I have to say is this: IShowSpeed. I hope he gets his mind right. I hope that he's not going to be part of the agenda to change up the consciousness of the African, because that's what they are working on. Like I said before on another live where they had a commercial of basketball to the African. I was like, what the heck is going on? So they're working on changing the consciousness of Africa because they do not want them to have self-determination. And that's what this is all about. So when you hear people like Tariq Nasheed talking about FBA and being divisive, they do not want our consciousness, especially since we came from the 60s, 70s, 80s, some of the most charismatic leaders. They do not want us to be able to come together to starve them out of resources. And that is what this is all about. They want to make sure that Israel, United States, and Europe rule over all the world. And we know this because they have satellite technology. They have all type of devices, warheads, and everything to try to control. And just as much as I want to say this, the brother talking about being American, if you're so-called American, you do realize that you are complicit in what's going on with all the atrocities around the world. Trust me, that's not the side you want to be on. Be on the right side of history, people. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and good night.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, y'all. I was laughing in the background. I didn't realize that the mic was. Sometimes this stuff is hilarious to be like, what? What are you talking about? Like, but I want to, all right, okay, it's the end of the show, and I want to just give a shout out to the people who gave so willingly of their hearts and their love. All right, reach IShowSpeed, talk to the brother and tell him the truth history. Okay, amen. And that was one We Unlocked Nation. Okay, shouts out to him. And then We Unlocked Nation also said, what do we systematically own and control in the US? Now it was so hectic, I couldn't even give props to my super chat people that have given them their money and everything. Because people was tripping. So let me just go ahead and play this song right
I am blessed to make money, money making money, money making money, money making money, money making money, manifest making money, money making money, money making money, money making money. I ain't stressed, making money, money making money, money making money, money making money. Gratitude is my attitude. I'm making money moves. Jewelry in a safe, piggy bank on full. And I'm living life abundant. I'm making money fast. I'm a money making magnet, making cold hard cash. I'm making money. Oh, I am blessed.
Man, this was a crazy live stream, y'all. Y'all even made Nepal be like, I gotta go. This is too much. Okay, y'all embarrassing me. I'm bringing other people over, doing like a co-stream, and y'all come over here. Y'all even made the co-host say, look, I gotta step out for a second. Y'all, what are we? Y'all need to chill, bro. My people that be joining the live today, they don't want to stop talking when it's time to talk. Like, y'all crazy. That's real crazy. What in the world? Y'all have made the pod say, I got to go. Okay. Yeah, we need to be able to. This is embarrassing to do a live stream and then people so crunk they can't even stop. Just let each other talk and no, let me tell you, no, I gotta, and then it's like, no, it's Genesis. She the one that's doing all this and blah blah blah. Come on, y'all. You the worst host ever. But they love coming here to get on my channel and get hosted by the worst host in the world, child. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm actually for IShowSpeed. I'm like, shouts out to him. I haven't said much this live stream because it was so off the chain. I was like, God damn, really? But, every once in a while I chimed in, but I mean, y'all, man, honey. Shouts out to him going to Africa and finding his roots and finding something. I don't think that we all just sprouted out the soil in the United States. I think that we had to have come from somewhere. And they say that civilization started in Africa. So that's where I don't know, unless they can show me something else, even if we did we're here before, did we come here earlier? Did we have seafaring boats that came over into America? I don't know. I don't have the archaeological evidence, the boats or whatever to say that this happened or didn't happen. I'm not gonna pretend. But when you hear Pamelaism, hey, if you don't have a slave owner that was black, well, how many Johnsons are there? It wasn't slave people named after their slave owner. How many Johnsons are there? I don't don't even know who the white slave owner is in my family. I have no idea. So you asked me if there was black slave. I don't even know who if it was a white slave owner, right? So you're asking me a question I can't even answer really on either side, and that's the logical fallacy. And I did bring up what is a logical fallacy. What is a logical fallacy, you guys? Listen, go up. It's a thing called what is your logical fallacy? When people are making up arguments, know when a person is bringing up a logical fallacious argument. Oh, well, because can you tell me any black slave owners that was in your family? Well, then that means black slave didn't exist. What? That's a logical fallacy, sir. Just because in this group that no one can say that they know about this does not mean that it didn't exist. Logical fallacy. Go look up what a logical fallacy is. And people use these arguments all the time to seem intelligent. And there was a reason why I was trying to get him off the panel, because he dominates the panel, and then it becomes a whole thing of like, it's like, okay. I apologize to G because I didn't know that I put G's thing up thinking that he was talking, but it was a whole nother person that was talking. This was a crazy live, you guys, and I'm gonna tell you something. Like it was eye-opening to see how delusional we could be at times. But much love. Thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you guys for make sure that you like and subscribe. Not only my channel, but this was on Napaz's channel, the Rise Network, also on HOK Coliseum, even though it kind of ended. HOK Sanetter like cut that off an hour in, hour and a half in. He's like, no, that's enough. But that's embarrassing that Sanetter, it was actually on HOK, but Sanetter was like, man, no, hell. You know what I'm saying? We should have been able to like have the whole stream on there, but guess what? Because of like people like insanity, like, yeah. Anyways, let me just say, I give a shout out to my audience that have stayed with me for this time. Much love to everybody. Much love and all due respect. And listen, tomorrow we're gonna like talk about the Aiden Ross situation. I wanted to do that tonight, but it's too late. So tomorrow we're gonna get into Aiden Ross and the whole thing with TDE and the whole situation. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. Much love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.
Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better life. Just know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like I. That's right. Only you can make the change. Shine your head at you. Shine so bright from darkness to from darkness to light. Yeah, and you'll find your way.